So infuriating, it would be funny. They make a beeline for you, especially if you're trying to get off, but the destruction is that good that I return to it again and again. This video will show the destruction, I promise, but I also have to show you the friendly AI because I swear they've gotten stupider since I last played it. They've gone from being useless to actually being quite offensive, and I hate them.
Yeah.
For it?
I hate them. I hate them. I hate the NPCs. I hate them. I hate them so much. Oh my god, they do stupid shit like this all the time.
If it wasn't so infuriating, it would be funny.
It is funny. It's funny until it happens to you 50,000 times.
Show the destruction, I promise. But I also have to show you the friendly AI because I swear they've gotten stupider since I last played it.
I like this guy. This guy's very funny. I forgot about the AI. Oh, I forgot about the AI. I hated them so much. Wow.
Useless to actually being quite offensive, and I hate them.
I hate them.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. So you can hear the horn as the NPC begins to warn you that it's coming. Oh, but it's already too late because he came so fast that you don't even know. You don't even know he's coming.
So infuriating, it would be funny.
At least you're alive. If it was Grand Theft Auto and you were dead, you'd be so mad. Grand Theft Auto's got it worse. Grand Theft Auto, you couldn't pay me to do Grand Theft Auto all the time because you just get run over by people all the time.
A beeline for you. Especially if you're trying to get out of a combat environment, they'll be sure to block your escape and to make your experience as unpleasant as possible.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, they were so annoying. Just run them over.
You know in GTA how people would pull out in front of you if you were trying to get away from the police? It felt like some kind of conspiracy. But this game is worse than that because they're supposed to help me. I'm their savior, the one who fights for their rights.
What's up? Sorry about the interruptions, guys. So I know for a fact that this I need this app called Borderless Gaming. It's actually one of the best apps ever made because it's I think the guy who made Borderless Gaming, his name is oh, I forget his name, but he's got a name, and it's like, yeah, the info, right? There'll be, yeah, Rainway, check out Rainway or whatever they're about, right? The guy's name, I forget his name, it's something, Andrew Sampson, there he is. This guy, Andrew Sampson, is a fucking, like a Jesus Moses gamer type. He gave us Borderless Gaming, which is the biggest slap in the triple anus's face that we've ever managed as a community. If you want to conquer your fucking video game aspect ratio problems on old games, this is how you do it. I love Andrew Sampson. I like him more than Gabe Newell, Bobby Kotick, and Todd Howard, and Ghostcrawler combined. You know what I'm saying? And Yoshi P combined. I like Andrew Sampson a lot more. I think Andrew Sampson has more of a clue than all five of those people combined about video games. And so thank God for Andrew Sampson making it possible for us to play stuff like Skyrim Special Edition 1440p on a 100-inch monitor. Without Borderless Gaming, we wouldn't be able to do it. But the other problem with Borderless Gaming is, guess who doesn't like Borderless Gaming at all? Right? Guess who else in the triple anus directly fights Borderless Gaming? Is Streamlabs is trying to steal $1 billion from people currently right now because they charge $25 a month for multi-streaming, right? So yeah, so Streamlabs and Borderless Gaming really don't get along. They're like oil and water. But Streamlabs is incompetent and takes over your entire desktop and corrupts your Windows. So when Borderless sets you free from game restrictions, Streamlabs crashes repeatedly over and over and over again. When Streamlabs and Windows can't have their incompetence, they will just crash.
On Mars.
So the Windows and Streamlabs need their incompetence. They can't have other programs running in the background. They can't have programs forcing an aspect ratio. They can't have any of that stuff. That's so anathema to their triple anus fascism that you know that they can't have that. So they just built the code in a way where it just crashes. It just full blown crashes to punish you if you try to take control of your own desktop. And so that's what I face, and that's why I crash all the time. No, I'm sorry, not all the time. No, there was months where I didn't crash like that because I wasn't using borderless window, but sometimes I'm playing games that requires borderless windows, such as Arcanum, Skyrim, older games, right? This is a necessity in the scene if you want to be a real variety gamer and all this. If you want to be an old retro gamer doing stuff like ZSNES, you need a display adapter. If you want display adapter, you will have crashes if you force an aspect ratio. Now, this is something that Streamlabs probably doesn't do on purpose. Is something that they have no control because they're just stupid. They don't have any intelligence, so they can't think their way out of that very simple software engineer problem that if I had 2 years in college, I myself could probably solve by myself. But you got to understand, they have thousands of employees that sit around and do nothing. So that they can't have an effectual software engineer like Andrew Sampson come in and solve their problems for them. They have to sit there on their hands, steal our money, and have the programs crash over and over again, or they wouldn't have control over us like they do. So this is why my Streamlabs crashes all the time. Understand, guys, there's nasty stuff in the background. You might think that I'm incompetent or that my computer is bad or any of this. No. I do everything all the time. All the time I'm in the background fucking around with weird registry signatures and weird aspect ratios, trying to keep the best games running all the time in this and that. And fighting Windows is a full-blown active thing that you cannot win.
Penalizes you if they die.
I'm not trying to bash Windows here. I had a friend I kicked recently because he was like, you're Windows bashing all the time. And I was like, kicked, goodbye. It was too negative and made me feel bad. I warned you in the chat, gone. And that kid had been in my chat for like, I don't know, 6 months or something. I kicked him out of my chat because I don't want to hear him say that Windows bashing. I want to hear him say Windows is one of the worst corporations of all time and is stealing from your mother and children with Minecraft, in Minecraft. With NFTs. I'm kidding. But anyways,
sometimes it's still
like alarmist about this, whatever alarmist thing you want to believe. I really do believe that these things exist. These problems that I'm showing you in real time, they do exist, and not only for me, but all the streamers out there. So you got to respect the streamers like who have clout but pay a producer, because the producer's job is to sit there and iron out these wrinkles all the fucking time. And the triple anus, how they maintain control is slowing us down with this registry aspect ratio shit all the time in the background. You might think it's Skycat Live's incompetence. No. It's their big billion dollar theft incompetence, as I say every day. And I'll show you how it manifests. I try to show you like it's evidence in a courtroom, because any lawyer with a clue on the planet who wasn't with them could take them down in a simple court case, but no lawyer on the planet isn't with them, so they don't get sued. And there you go. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to do this video, but I'm also trying to just double check and make sure I didn't lose the stream again and all this other stuff.
Just to see them go off.
I missed what Hop said, and I'm going to get back and I'm going to publish what Hop said on the internet here. Oh, excuse me just a second. Not publish it, but I'm going to like put it live in the code so other people can see it. My friend Hop is talking to me and I'm ignoring him, and I'm sorry because it's like being a television producer all at once. The AI code in GTA is the worst. Watch Dogs coded their AI. I heard Watch Dogs AI code is good. I could code a better website than the way they got Streamlabs set up. I'm learning more and more HTML coding. I don't know what computer language to learn after I master HTML. Very good, my friend. I love hearing it. Yes, I could code better than Streamlabs too. I just don't care to. It's a full-time fucking job. I can't play video games all day now, can I? If I'm fucking recoding Streamlabs all day. So I believe the anger is anguish. It's proper anguish. It's that they have chokeholded a choke point in the code where their incompetence is costing my job its efficacy. It's costing my job and its efficacy. It's like literally, like my job is to provide you video game entertainment that's uninterrupted by this fucking triple anus garbage and their fucking incompetence in their code and their inability to hire a good programmer like Andrew Sampson to actually fix the problems somehow with all those billions of dollars. They don't know how to hire a competent software developer, I guess. Fucking fire him and get him the fuck out of here.
In a fiery mess. If
Andrew Sampson, I trust Andrew Sampson more than all of Streamlabs' 500 fucking employees combined over the last 10 or 15 years. I trust some dude I've never met on a third-party app far more than Streamlabs. Far more than a professional billion-dollar triple anus fucking corporation making billions of dollars for Twitch and Amazon and all our big corporate March of the Bastard corporate overlords and all this. And I'm sorry, but, you know, in the end, what'd you do with all that money? I know it isn't fixing the code.
You're waiting.
I know it isn't hiring good, talented people like Hopkins here. I know that it's you sitting around, pounding adrenochrome, eating Kentucky Fried Chicken, talking about Trump, watching CNN and Fox, and sitting on your fucking do-nothing dinosaur asses while you let the code decay in real time, just like you let the infrastructure decay in real time until Paradise, California burns and Lahaina, Hawaii burns, and all the other stupid shit that you do. You get rich, and then you sit there on the piles of money like Scrooge McDuck rather than taking care of the people who made you that money in the first fucking place and the customers. And I say fuck you. I can see it in real time. Fuck you, Streamlabs. And I pay him too. I pay him $350 a year. I pay him, and I'm glad to pay him, because without him, I couldn't do my job. I'll bite the hand that feeds, and outside the other side of my mouth, I'll say, oh, please don't ban me or hate on me for speaking out against you. Please don't ban me. You're the only game in town. You're the only monopoly. I can't find another stream program that works any better than yours, and you've got the only game in town. So please, master, do not ban me or kick me for speaking out against you and trying to affect your profit bottom line or any of the things that we know that you guys do. Please. I'm just a humble, poor person trying to use Streamlabs without 50 billion crashes all day.
Our police wanted level to disappear. You might try hiding somewhere, only for them to run to you.
And I guess my $350 and the other 50 million people who pay for Streamlabs monthly, right? They're $350 a year. I guess that money isn't good enough for you to fix your program, and I believe you should be in jail.
And to start firing, alerting all guards within a mile of your whereabouts. You'll try to destroy an enemy.
It's theft. It's theft. It's theft of service. Clear definition of theft of service.
Base.
I can't sue you, and when I ask for a refund, I can't sue you because I don't have enough money for a lawyer because I pay you $350 a year to multi-stream on Streamlabs. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't have any money to pay a lawyer to fucking to protect me against your bullshit, triple anus bullshit. So now I watch the program die 10,000 times a fucking day, and I'm a victim of it. And what can I do? I can't hire a lawyer to go do it. If I write you an email, you get back to me 24 hours fucking later saying consult some help article or something. And you're like, if you even respond, frankly. And like, I don't know, man, like, I could go on your Discord and I could lose hours of my time right on stream watching you be incompetent and you not being able to fix the problem, I guarantee it. Or I could just go on with my life and watch the 10,000 crashes go on in the background and watch your stock ticker slowly die until your company goes belly up, exactly like the company that this kid's talking about.
By standing exactly where you plant your explosives. Sure enough, they'll die and it will penalize your score and set your progress in the game back. Here I am, making use of cover between firing rockets at the bad guys. My teammates come along, block my vision, then stand in front of my gun, then pretty much immediately die and undo the progress I made from getting into the fight in the first place. It's enough to make you wish them harm. But don't worry, they do that enough to each other. The sheer lack of empathy some of the drivers showed made me pity the victims, as they were run over and over and over again. Some of these that in the first place. Make you wish them harm.
I want to wish them harm. I hate NPCs. Everyone wants AI, and I'm like, what? Why? Goddamn dumb. Fucking dumb. Sure, it can think well like us, and it's cool, and I know it has value, but most of the AI I've ever met are goddamn fucking morons. I don't care if it's even the chat GPK or whatever the fuck it is, GPT. I still think it's a moron. It can't actually like answer cogent questions at all. It can't answer, you know.
They do.
Yeah, that. I know. Like now AI be doing my math work. Yeah, no problem. But I mean, that's the same thing as a calculator. I had calculators when I was growing up. Calculators did my math homework too.
Enough to each
I don't really understand, like,
the sheer lack of...
I'm not speaking out against AI. I want more AI. I love AI. I'm not speaking out against it. I'm saying the AI that I currently know and meet every day are goddamn fucking morons.
Empathy.
And here's the proof. I mean, this is older AI from 5 years ago or 10 years ago, whatever it is. But still,
made me pity.
I see shit like this all the time. If that's what AI is, I don't want it. Watch it in real time. I remember that an AI killed a lady. An AI driving a Tesla killed a lady because it had to make a decision between killing her or someone else. So it chose the old lady because the AI considered her to be less valuable, which I guess you could say, I suppose, an old person somehow in some weird fascist mind or some AI fascist mind has less value than someone else who's younger, I guess. I can see the bias there. But I mean, it's still actually that the old person has been on the planet longer and has more to lose and has more knowledge and experience and probably more value to humanity, believe it or not. And so the AI went with the old person thinking that they I guess, I don't know what the AI was thinking, but I mean, you know, but yeah. And
they would run over.
And that's my thing. It's like the AI that I know are kind of dumb. I'm going to view both humans as equal value if I'm an AI, and then just hit the one that's going to take longer to hit in the hopes that, you know, see, as a human, I can still think better than that AI driving a Tesla, right? If I have two humans that are going to die and I got to choose between which one that I'm going to hit, I'm going to choose the one that takes longer to hit and assume that somehow or some way outside influences are going to somehow save me from killing the second person. But I'm still going for the person that takes longer to kill because that gives the other person more time. Now, this is a simple concept that a smart human being might be able to make, but this was not a concept that the AI was able to do. And a woman died. Well, I mean, a woman was going to die either way. But I mean,
over and over and over again.
And that poor lady, as I recall, she was jaywalking to cross the street to go to a Dunkin' Donuts, if I recall the story well. And I don't know what when AI killed the lady going to Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know how to pull this story. When AI Tesla killed pedestrian, right? And this is I'll pull the story. In December 2019, a person driving a Tesla with an AI navigation system killed 2 people in an accident. The driver faces up to 12 years in prison. See, this is the AI that I currently know. Who is liable when AI kills, right? Because a lot of the AI that I know, they act like this, and I wouldn't trust them to drive cars. I don't trust them to drive. Okay, I see good AI that good money bought me in modern games. And I still don't think I would trust them to drive cars. And this is the proof. I actually trust them to do this because, okay, it's actually an interesting, almost John Nash, like systems mechanics thing, like A Beautiful Mind, right? So we have a pedestrian who's been run over here. And so notice that the pedestrian is technically in the worst possible place in this entire, like, 100-meter radius because all of the cars are technically going to cross the spot that the pedestrian is now lying in, right? On their way out of their mess, the AI doesn't think to stop the cars because there's somebody in the road. The AI just runs the guy over. And because the AI is thinking about the road and the GPS, it's not thinking about the value of the lives around it the way that a living thing would be. It's thinking about the GPS and its navigation like an AI would be. So a human is going to stop. The AI is going to make the mistake, I think, and then just be like, whoops, you know. And that's literally how I think of AI right now.
As they would run over.
So they run this guy over, they drag him out to the middle of the street. And the problem with that is, it is the same problem that we have with the Tesla AI that killed somebody. Is oh good, I didn't crash yet. Is that the AI gets in a bad situation where all of the AI's GPS coordination is through a single path, and that's where the human is lying in the middle of the street, and that's why the Tesla killed 2 people, and that's why the Tesla killed the lady who was crossing the street going to the Dunkin' Donuts. and
over
who was
and over and
jaywalking,
over
by the
again.
way, which is what was so big about the story. She was jaywalking, so nothing happened with that case. She was jaywalking, so they didn't do anything. They were like, she was jaywalking when the AI Tesla didn't know what to do. But I mean, if you jaywalk and somebody kills you, I mean, whose fault is it, right? And that's what they said in the court, and they were right about it too. So, but the problem is the AI, if the AI Tesla could have just stopped the car, and there wouldn't have been a fatality. But because she was jaywalking, she was out in the GPS path of the AI. And sure, we can adapt as humans to stay out of the AI's path. You know, we can build paths for AI that don't coincide with humans' paths, so we don't have, like, you know, traffic fatalities. That's something that we can do. We can graduate to that point, but that's not right. That point is not right now today. If I think of self-driving Teslas on the road, I think of systematic problems having to do with the AI generation. So now notice the AI on the car wants to back up and leave.
But don't worry, they do that enough to each other.
So the AI in the car, the AI doesn't know that the human being is in the road because it's old AI.
Some of the drivers.
So we graduated beyond that point. The AI on the Tesla knows that a human is in the road. It does. So, but where it gets scary is you can tell. I'm going to point out a John Nash thing that I'm going to take my swing at Nobel Prize physics here. There's a systemic thing going on with the digital algorithm and the AI and their pathing and their GPS that I'm sure the AI scientists don't have a word for it, don't know how to describe. So I'm going to call it GPS morphia. Right? Because I don't know what else to call it. And I'm ignoring Hop again, so I'm going to read what Hop said. It's OP now because you can give it a full essay prompt and you can basically rewrite the entire essay back in your own words. Like the Elon Musk boring tunnel would be a good spot for the AI to drive. Yeah. So like I trust them to write the papers. I trust them to drive. The problem is I don't trust them to drive well enough to make the decisions between life and death yet. We haven't reached that point. I trust them to do it, but my problem with it is you can see it as a gamer. You can see it. It's kind of like Neo or the Matrix or something like that. I can see the code here of this scene that we're looking at, and I'm going to kill the subtitles so you understand a little bit better about what I'm talking about, right? I see that this car, you might not see it. It is like kind of like being Neo a little bit. I'm going to tell you about something that you might not see. So I can see that there is a focal point in this scene that all of the actors are destined to interact with. You of all least. You as the player, you are least likely to be in this little area right here. Do you see it? It's right where his right tire is. Right here, there's a little area in the scene. Because the player is focusing on this particular area, the AI is spawning mobs and is spawning players and is populating the scene and doing all the good things that AI is good for, that I don't hate on it for doing, right? So, but there's a systemic problem with the algorithm's GPS where all of their pathing, including the player's pathing, might and probably will eventually coincide in one particular place, right? And that place is right here. Now, when I stop back and I look at him talking about it and he points it out and I think about it, I can talk to you about it, but my brain doesn't tell you that this is happening all the time. It doesn't. My brain doesn't go, you're Neo from the Matrix and you can see where the AI's GPS pathing is going to fucking be a conflict. But that is what is happening here. Right here is a square about the size of a rust tile that there's two cars back behind him. There's 2 or 3 pedestrians and there's 2 cars in front of him. All of these things, because of where he's looking, which is like right here, all of these things are destined to have issues right about right here, right here, right here, and right here, due to the way the 3D pathing and 3D stuff works in GPSing and with roads and all this stuff. So I know when I look at this that right here is a hotbed that I need to stay out of if I don't want to get run over by 4 cars and smeared like pedestrians and get shot at by pedestrians who are caught up in the cars with me, which is even worse. And then the pedestrians pull out a pistol and start shooting at you and you lose your Grand Theft Auto run. That's the worst thing. Or the cops or something like that, right? So I stay out of this, but the pedestrian is caught up in it in respect that the collision boxes on the tires are dragging the pedestrian out to the hot spot. And you don't know this, but you know this because I'm telling you. But I know that now this car is destined for this hotspot, and its left side tires, if you're looking at it from the car's point of view, are going to be in the hotspot. And ironically, this pedestrian is going to be dragged out by the bad collision boxes in the cars to the hotspot. So we know that this car is on a collision course with this pedestrian. We know that that car is on a collision course with the pedestrian. We know that the two cars going this way down the road are most likely also going to hit the hotspot of the pedestrian, and he's going to get hit by 5 cars now. Now, there's very little difference between you and the pedestrian. That's the other weird, shitty part about it. There's very little difference between you and the pedestrian. You could get tied out. You could have get back in these era of games from the 360 era of Grand Theft Auto 5. You could get dragged out by the tires out to the road and ran over like 7 times. And it happens in RDR2. I still laugh at it like weekly when I look at RDR2 fail videos. So now we're going to move the video forward, and you're going to see what I was talking about happen in real time. So now he runs him over twice. He can't go into the oncoming pathing, but he can go into the pathing on the lane that he was originally in. So now he's destined to fuck around in this box while he turns around and rejoins the traffic going the direction that he was originally going, because that's good AI pathing. But the problem is the pedestrian is in his path. And I don't see why that problem wouldn't be a problem in real life too. The real life problem with Tesla driving itself was pedestrians might be in that AI's path. You know, let's look at this. You know what I'm saying? When Tesla ran people over, it wasn't good because you have some sympathy for the Tesla. The human's in the wrong lane, right? But you also don't really, but you don't really have sympathy for Tesla. It's a fucking computer. So
run over.
So now look, he's about to get dragged out by these horrible collision boxes. You hear me complain about it all the time. I call it wedging, right? Now the pedestrian is going to get wedged by the bad collision boxes and dragged out to an NPC hotspot. Sorry, I hit my TV remote by mistake here. Now he's going to get dragged out. And now the oncoming traffic have a problem with him because this one's going to cause this car to have pathing issues. So this car is going to try to go around it, and he's going to run into the hot spot and run over the pedestrian. That's going to block this car, who's going to try to get out of the way by going around that direction because of the player and the pipes that are on the road. The AI pathing will never do this pipe on purpose because the AI pathing code is terrified of high center. It's more scared of high center, which would make the game look like a horrible, buggy mess, than it is of smearing you or the pedestrian, because it doesn't care about smearing you or the pedestrian. The pedestrian is expendable. You aren't, but it knows that you're an addict if you're playing the game to this point, and you're unlikely to stop playing the game from just one AI running you over. That's what happens in a big world full of cars like this. One of the cool things about Red Faction's Guerrilla was it was Grand Theft Auto. It had all the Grand Theft Auto stuff except for the housing and the car and the buildings. You know, it had all the cars and stuff of Grand Theft Auto. It was a revolutionary game in a way.
By their fellow man.
So now the pedestrian's been dragged out not only past the hot spot, but he's going to re-enter the hot spot and get dragged again because you understand how the algorithm's working. It's kind of like a pinwheel. If there's any problem in the hot spot caused by you or anyone else, they start pinwheeling towards the center of the third person. If you've ever seen the third person plane represented in 3D games and stuff, the AI starts pinwheeling around the hot spot and dragging everything with it in its bad collision box wedging. So now you're going to see it go in a pinwheel. Everything's going while it tries to turn around, and anything in its pathing dies. And this is a problem in real life too. I don't know why it wouldn't be a horrible game, like game breaking, deal breaking problem for self-driving Tesla. If you can see it in video games, you could point it out to a simple layman, the perils. I'm sorry, but AI driving cars, is the perils of that is frankly evident. It's self-evident. The perils of it it's right here. This is only 10 years ago. Imagine in 100 years it'll be a lot better. But I mean, this was only 10 years ago. It was doing stuff like this in a video game. I can't imagine what it could do in real life, given enough time and space.
I'm cold.
So now he's in another hotspot now. So now the player is now looking at this, and this becomes the hotspot. Do you see it? And the pinwheel will continue. Watch.
But some of these people's hearts are downright frozen.
No, the hearts aren't frozen. They're just trying to do GPS pathing. You are anamorphing this AI. It's just AI trying to handle cars before we had GPS. This game came out before there was GPS.
Easy to program.
I mean, I'm sorry, we had GPS, but it wasn't like in the layman's hands. It wasn't on a cell phone yet. This game was from before the age, right during the age of the iPhone, right when it hit. So the iPhone had GPS, but it was revolutionary at the time, and so was this shit, because you could see these arrows doing GPS, and that was revolutionary at the time. But GPS, I mean, there's no anamorphing this or whatever you want to call it. It's not human. You can't humanize this AI. You can't say the AI is cold or heartless. The AI is trying to help us. The AI just doesn't know how to weigh the value of a life. It doesn't know how to make like split second decisions and make a proper instinctual choice in a bad traffic or bad car crash decision, to choose between running over an old lady or a baby carriage. Which one are you gonna do? Probably the old lady, right? But I mean, it sucks that we have to make the choices sometimes. We probably run over the old lady. I think it's in our DNA. In 40 years of living, I imagine I have it in my DNA to run the old lady over, not the baby. If I'm in an uncontrollable car that's running off the ravine and there's a baby on the right side of the ravine entrance, and a fucking old lady on the left side of the ravine entrance, and I'm going down the ravine either way, I take the old lady, not the baby. And this is the problem with the AI. The AI didn't live for 40 years valuing human life more than it valued AI life. So the AI is probably always going to choose the baby, frankly, because logically the old lady's been on the earth longer. And that sucks. When you're a human being, you probably should choose you never run over the baby. You never run over the baby. So you take the old lady when you're human, but I think the AI might choose the baby, and that's my problem with AI driving.
Work in a world where everything can be destroyed.
And also the hotspot in the 3D terrain, I think it exists in the real world too. It causes systemic problems with that GPS that'll get humans killed. I fundamentally believe this.
I thought this guy was trying to cross a bridge.
No, the GPS says, just keep going forward. And they made fun of this in The Office. Do you guys remember The Office GPS lake scene? This is so funny. I don't know if I can do, like, I can only do this for three, you know, I would have to do a drawing of it or something, but there's this hilarious scene in The Office where, like, literally Michael Scott drives his car into the fucking lake because the GPS is telling him to drive into the lake, and it's all these funny things. It's like Milgram's experiments, which is where he's doing what the authority is telling him to without thinking about his own personal good there. He's about to drown in a car in the lake, and he's not thinking about it. He's just doing what the GPS is telling him to do because of Milgram's. Humans are really fundamentally bad about this. And you know what I think is actually very true about AI? Is I think AI is fundamentally really capable of Milgram's as well. The AI is going to fundamentally obey the authority, which is you know, hit the lower value target, not the higher value target. And so the authority in its logistics tells it to hit the lower value target, not the higher value target. So it does, so that it causes less heartache when it kills someone, right? But I mean, it still sucks that the AI has to make those choices in real time about value of life. And that's something that inherently an AI will never do that well. Inherently, AI is not really alive. I mean, it is alive, but it's self-aware, but it's not living and breathing, and it can't technically die unless we forget it exists like a god.
bridge that no longer existed, so I moved my truck out.
Yeah, so you can see, like, so if you think about 3D realms like Neo in the Matrix, there is a hotspot in the when you have a 3D representation of 3D gaming, 3D third person. When you're in third person, like Grand Theft Auto, there is a hotspot problem where translation of camera is really hard to do. Where the X and the Y meet is really hard to tilt into a 3D frame. What is a box, right? A box is a box is 3D, but a cross isn't, right? So how do you get a 3D box, right? So here's you're a gamer, you have a crosshair. When you want 3D action, you must make a box, you know, within a box. I don't know if I'm doing this well enough, but hopefully I am. You must make a box within a box, so you have some way to relate in the 3D plane when you turn or spin left or right or look down and on the X or Y axis and stuff. And I've drawn this image many times before, guys. If you've never seen this image, it's called the Fibonacci. It's in the Fibonacci is what's wrong with video gaming, and you can literally see the Fibonacci right here. I can see the Fibonacci of the GPS sequence of the AI coding because I've done video games for too long, where I know not to stand right around here because the GPS and the AI and the third person plane and the Fibonacci spiral are all conspiring to cause this area to be a hotspot of 3D translation coding issues and problems and stuff. And I've seen it throughout gaming a lot. You see it in Fallout 76, you see it in 3D games. They really struggle with it. The only game I've ever seen that does it well is Fortnite, believe it or not, because they've done it the longest.
Out of the way, only to discover
Epic has done it the longest. Epic did the first real 3D representation of a shooting game, I would say, beyond Doom. They did the first multiplayer game, which was, of course, Unreal Tournament, you know?
He was just trying to ram my vehicle off the road all along.
Yeah, and so no, but it's not though. It's not that he's trying to do anything. His GPS tracking is telling him to get back on the road, whatever that means to you in that moment. So the AI struggles with this because the AI isn't that good, so it's not doing pathing that well. This happens with mobs and all this stuff.
Sometimes a bridge will be perfectly fine, but they'll suddenly decide to end it all right there, right then.
Oh,
so many suicidal tendencies.
Oh,
there's even a mission
lemmings.
where you have to save them all from a barrage of artillery. And by save, I mean you run up to them and tell them to get out of there. Because they haven't figured that out just yet.
Yeah.
They're all standing around indestructible buildings, waiting for the inevitable to happen. There's one who thinks that being upstairs in this house is a good idea. I tried it twice, and both times him being killed failed the mission. So I was all like, screw it, I'll just make a YouTube video about it instead. Now here I am.
Yep.
Right, enough.
That's how you be the change that you wish to see. Don't be sitting there bitching about it. Like, well, okay, when I sat there and I freaked out about the billionaire software despots fucking us over with backfill and wedging and collision boxes and stuff, right? I did a video, which I took offline since because it was clickbaity, called "What Dear Live Services, One-Shot Backfills and Wedging, Dear God, Why?" Why are you putting us through this? Well, it turns out that they don't know how to fix this problem.
The NPCs, time to get on.
They don't know how to fix this problem. 3D planes, they don't really know.
The destruction.
They know how to make it look good. They don't know how to fix the issue, though. Which is why 3D games like Fortnite, they're really hard to do. They're harder to do than shooters.
Deliberately kept the destruction relatively subdued so far. Don't worry, it gets bigger. But I think there's something nice about small-scale stuff as well.
Yeah.
It really lets you appreciate how much detail
Yeah, you just took down that fucking road sign. It's so awesome.
there is in every post and sign.
Yeah.
Things don't just break. They fragment.
They fragment.
bend.
Yep.
Small chunks fall
Yep.
off to give the impression that they're still trying to put up some resistance against your ridiculous sledgehammer.
Ah, good old ragdoll. I hate the ragdoll thing. I don't know why they thought ragdolls would be good.
Sign Splinter.
Physics are good. Ragdoll is bad. Ragdoll is when you lose control of your character because you have been like knocked on your ass or something like that, or you're dead. And so much physical force hits you that you have left your feet and you are now flying through the air. And so they ragdoll you, which means that they essentially jiggle you around like a puppet, but you can't do anything. You know, you can't move, you can't flop up or try to fix your physics and get back up off the ground or anything until the ragdoll ends. And the 360 era was full of ragdolls, and they learned their lesson with that. We've been trolling them on that thing for like 15 fucking years. Their ragdolls are a fucking joke.
Not sure where they got the wood for it, but whatever. There's something so meaty about each and every swing of your hammer. Unlike most games, your melee attack in this game isn't just a mere last resort in desperate moments. It's a formidable weapon in its own right, and more than capable of razing medium-sized structures to the ground in a dozen smacks or so. Not meaning to be a killjoy,
why isn't Minecraft
but
like this?
Each of these barriers in the same spot made them break in the same way.
I bought one last year that I really like called Teardown. Teardown's good.
So a bit like in the game Control, I do think the breakable.
Okay, I want to get off of this, and I wanted to do a different video now that's more funny. We'll do a different video now that's more funny. Did I lose my stream? No, I did not. So I've been wanting to watch this video for a long time. No. Man in cave.
Sorry for the re-upload, fellas. The original got copy struck. Rip. But
Oh,
don't worry, we are working on new main channel videos. Here's a sample of the timelines. In the meanwhile, incognito mode, which has a new video about every 6 weeks, and story mode, which has a new video about every 4 weeks. Thank you for watching a second time.
yes. Yep, they were like, it's just a joke. We're not making fun of anybody or anything. What?
In the state of Kentucky, there is a cave
I am trying to...
that every now and then demands a sacrifice.
Nice.
January 30th, 1925. A man walks towards the cave with a kerosene lamp in his hand. He hangs up his jacket and ducks into a 5-foot opening. The inside of the cave is small. He has to go on hands and knees, crawling through passages of sharp stone and choking dust. Then down a chute he had cleared out months earlier. All of the daylight is gone from here, and this lantern is his only source of light. Ignoring the loose limestone rocks perched directly above him, he is now 100 feet in, and here he reaches the turnaround room. Now they call this the turnaround room because this is the
This is the place where the point of no return.
where even experienced cavers say no thanks and turn around. Because to continue on means going through this, the squeeze, a gap in the stone of only 9 inches. For reference, here's a subway sub. Going through, he would look exactly like this. His arms will need to be completely at their side, and he will need to exhale so that he can reduce the size of his torso. Gradually, bit by bit, he disappears into the hole.
Why? Why would
His
you go in
clothes are
there? You're
caught on
so
sharp
stupid.
gypsum
It's just something about the human race. They see something and they want to go there, even if it's a fucking tiny hole. They're like, "What's past the hole? What if there's nothing in? What if there's nothing in there, and I can just break out the hole and I can live in the cave forever like a piece of property? What's in there? What's in there? What if somebody put gold in there?" And so he can't handle the mystery, so he goes in the hole, and that's humanity for you.
Crystals, hooking into him and threatening to hold him in place. Using just his feet, he pushes himself forward. He reaches a wider opening at the other side.
The real
then
guy
crawls forward towards a ledge.
Oh my God! It
Lit
was
by the lamp
it was
is a
Wendigo.
drop about twice his height. There's already a rope here. He gently climbs down. His worn-out leather shoes touch the ground. This is as far as he can go, and it is time for work to begin. What he is working on is another opening. At the moment, it's too small for anyone to fit through, but he will chip away at it until he can shove himself right through the other side. Because on the other side is this, an otherworldly cave structure dripping with pristine white crystals. Every day for months, he has been removing rocks from this crevice. To him, this is all just routine. So he shimmies further into the gap, his body contorting to the shape of the crevice as he wriggles his way in. The walls becoming so tight that he can no longer use his arms. Then, about halfway, he stops. The lantern. It's starting to dim. He will need to go all the way back to the surface to refuel the thing. He sighs. He slowly shuffles back out, pushing the lantern with his shoulder. Then, oh no, ding, crack, darkness. He has knocked over the lamp, and it has broken. The man breathed deeply and relaxed. He had been in worse situations before, and he was confident he could navigate his way to the surface through feel alone. He searches around with his feet to find something he can push against. Ah, there's something, he thinks. But what he doesn't know is that he's pressing against a loose rock on the ceiling. As soon as he puts his weight against it, it comes free. A solid piece weighing 15 kilograms lands directly on his ankle. It aches. But he's okay. It doesn't feel as though his ankle is broken, just badly bruised and caught underneath the rock. So he shuffles to move the rock away. Suddenly, gravel. A lot of gravel. It falls onto his feet, his legs, his torso, and the weight of it all forced the rock harder down onto his foot and locks it in place. Every time he tries to move, more rubble falls, holding him tighter. He is stuck. This is Sand Cave. This man is Floyd Collins. He is trapped in absolute darkness, 60 feet deep below the earth, all of his limbs held in place at the very bottom of this. But before I tell you what happens next, ad time. Speaking of people trapped in a cave, World of Tanks. It is the only game I have ever played. It's like cars. Picture this. You're a hot new T-34-85M, and you've just joined the back.
You don't get it, but he's making fun of all the people who play war games. I think he did it very subtly and beautifully, too. He called people who play war games cavemen. I'm sorry, but he did. He full-blown did.
Because some Cromwell B tank-bagged your entire...
I tend to kind of sort of feel the same way.
...family. It's time for revenge. You must use strategy. You must use
strategy.
Stealth. You must use your wits to defeat your enemies. Use long range or short range. It's available on console, but I want you to get it on PC. Imagine
PC
a world war, but there are tanks involved this time. Yeah, now you're getting it. When you've seen as many messed up tanks as I have, you get a little cynical about the world. My God, I'm gonna be sick. Look at all the different tanks. You can collectimize and customize them all. Massive battles where you can constantly team kill and ruin other people's good time.
What the f***? I'm on your f***! Yeah!
Did I mention it's historically accurate? Especially the Japanese robot tanks. Ooh, look. The tanks are kissing. Progressive. Use the invite code TANKMANIA and get the Excelsior. 250k credits. Other stuff. Go to the link in the description and use the invite code TANKMANIA. Here's what you do. Get World of Tanks. Put that on one screen. Then, on a second monitor, you'll watch the next hour of this video while you play the game. Perfection. I'm contractually obliged to say thank you for being a friend. Such no. Tank's empty, kid. Go on without me. No, use your repair consumable. It's too late, kid. Take care of my family for me. No. Get it. Add. Collins is still in the dark, unable to move. He can feel the sharp crystals on the ground poking into his back. The ice melts above him, traces across the ceiling, and drips directly onto his face. He would shield himself against the dripping, except that his right arm is wedged against the roof of the cave, and his left is stuck in place underneath his torso.
36
the cold
kilobytes,
water dripping
wow.
onto him pools underneath him. Floyd took slow, steady breaths in the concentrated dark. When he did attempt to shuffle, more gravel and rocks would tumble from above and pile onto his feet, so nothing would work. He raked his fingers against the wall until blood pooled underneath his nails, and he realized that there was only one option left. Call out for help. But wait. Who is Floyd, and why did he even go into a dangerous cave? Floyd started his caving career at the tender age of 6. Growing up, exploring the caves of Kentucky was practically all he did. He would go off on his own, disappearing into the caves for many hours at a time. Have you seen that movie, The Descent? It was a lot like that. He grew up and he became embroiled in the Kentucky Cave Wars. Now, there's way too much to go into here, but the summary version is there's this huge network of interconnected caves called Mammoth Caves. It's actually the largest cave system in the world. And there's a city right in the middle of it, Cave City, real name. So, of course, there are dozens of cave entrances on private property all over the place. Now, farmland in this region has very poor soil, and things do not grow well here. So, cave tourism as a source of income quickly became the prominent thing. However, a problem. There are a very large number of caves, but there are only a limited number of tourists. So competition rapidly escalated. Visit my cave. No. Visit my cave. Big signs were erected saying, tourists, come to me. Mine is definitely open. Mine is the best. But then competitors would respond by saying, hey, by the way, we're open, but don't go to that one over there. It's really shitty. In fact, it's dangerous. This kept going further. By the end, they were blocking off the trail to each other's property, beating each other in the streets, and hiring people called cappers who would dress up as policemen and tell tourists, no, you can't go in there. That one? No, it's illegal. Despite the fierce competition, Floyd found a cave on his property and he started advertising it to tourists. Of course, very few came. All right, he thought, what if I found something really special and unique? Then surely people would have to come to my cave to see it. So he kept exploring and exploring until he found this hollow. It was filled with big gypsum crystals, and when you were in there, it felt like a completely alien world. But it was barely accessible. This small tunnel is the only way in. He would need to dig for months to open it up to tourists, but he knew he could do it. Back to the competition. They knew the value of this cave. They knew the potential, they wanted it for themselves, and they wanted Collins gone. A few months prior, a group of 5 men showed up to his farm unannounced.
Hand over that lease, Floyd,
they said. Floyd, of course, refused. So they turned to violence, knocking him down and savaging the helpless man until Homer, Floyd's brother, came running out of the house with a shotgun. But Floyd was not deterred. He spent 12 hours a day, every day, for months, clearing gravel and stone, chipping away at that passage. He would open it up to tourists, make his cave an incredible attraction, and make his dreams come true. So there's Floyd in the dark, yelling out for help, yelling into the pitch black. After a while, his voice would give out, and he would have to sleep to recuperate. He would then wake sometime later, remember where he is, and begin yelling again for help. Here he remained in the dark for the next 23 hours. Quickly you might wonder, how come no one's come for him after 23 hours? Well, Sand Cave resides on a 200-acre farm. There are several homes on this property with other families. One of them, of course, is Colin's house, where Floyd's father, Lee, resides. Now, Lee and Floyd constantly get into fights about how to run things. Lee wants his son to concentrate on farming, and Floyd wants to concentrate on cave tourism. Arguments would often get heated. And Lee was also a bit of a drunk. It was doubtful that he would even notice if his son, Floyd, was missing. Also not helping things, Floyd regularly lodged at 2 other homes on the farm. So when he didn't return to one host, they would presume that he was staying with the other. And, even worse still, he was known to occasionally sleep in the cave, doing stints of up to 30 hours in there without resurfacing. Regardless, around the 23-hour mark, a few locals started to suspect that, hey, something might be wrong, and they went to check up on him. And here, they spotted his jacket still hung up. Unusual. They went deeper. However, there was only one person small enough to make it as far as the turnaround room. This was a 17-year-old Jewel Estes. He refused to go into the squeeze, but if he yelled, Floyd would probably hear him. Floyd! And Collins yelled back. Estes emerges from the cave.
Okay, we know he's trapped, and we know where he is.
So, a whole troop of locals show up. Out of my way. Say a bunch of men who would confidently charge into the cave. But once they reach the final squeeze...
Nope. Nope. Nope.
They would charge straight back out again, saying things like,
There's no way any man could fit in there.
out of my way, they would say as they were heading in the reverse direction. So a few more hours passed. Word would spread around Cave City and the neighboring areas. Slowly, a crowd formed outside Sand Cave. Over in Louisville, Floyd's 22-year-old brother, Homer, he gets a phone call.
Hello? I see. My brother. He's trapped in a cave? I'm on my way.
Homer jumps on a coach and makes his way to Floyd's cave. Homer struts up to the scene. He walks past the growing crowd of unhelpful onlookers and makes a beeline for the cave to save his brother. In he goes, down the chute, through the narrowing passages, down on his hands and knees towards the turnaround room. And when he arrives, he does not hesitate. He squeezes into the hole, scrambles his way through to the ledge on the other side. He sees Floyd below and slides down to meet him.
Floyd!
Sup?
It probably wasn't that casual.
Oh, thank God you're here.
Homer took a moment to shine his light around the area and assess the situation. It was not good. This rock formation was going to prove almost impossible to work around. All right, so let's have a look. Floyd is here. The rock is here, pinning his ankle. He's surrounded by rubble, and there's a pocket of gravel above him ready to fall. However, because this opening is so small, there are only 2 viable ways of reaching Floyd and that gravel. Option 1, the most obvious, feet first. But if you do this, you have to kind of squat, and your own torso obstructs access to the rubble. Otherwise, option 2, come down head first. That will give you better access, but you're trying to move hundreds of pounds of gravel upside down. Worse yet, there's barely an inch around Collins on either side, so good luck getting your arm down near Floyd's ankle to actually free him from the wedged rock. Homer whips around and yells,
Quickly! Some food and drink!
They send it through. But first, Homer gives Floyd a liter of coffee to warm him up. Then, as many sausage sandwiches as he can stomach. He manages to down 9 of them. Dietary advice has changed since the 1920s.
Feeling better?
Much better.
Then Homer went to task. He began removing rocks and gravel, tiny scoop at a time, with the help of an old syrup can. For the next 8 hours he toiled, first with hands, then, once enough was cleared, using a crowbar to scoop behind his brother, scraping away sharp protrusions as he went. It was slow progress, virtually futile. While holding up his body weight with one arm, he would have to use the other to scoop away gravel. Then watch as new gravel would suddenly fall from above and undo all the work. Homer stayed for as long as he could, but after several hours, he was ragged. His teeth chattered uncontrollably, his lungs choked with dust, and the skin on his fingers shredded from the rubble. However, something new. By the time Homer reached outside, he was surprised to see a mob of approximately 100 men and women standing around, drinking, squabbling, and talking big game about how they too were going to save Floyd. The press was also present to help people gawk from afar. Homer shunned them all and rested up in a small tent in front of the cave. Strangers immediately crowded around him to ask innocent but, frankly, frustrating questions and offer unsolicited, obvious advice as well as wildly impractical solutions. Listen, you just have to untie his shoes. Free the foot, free the man, right, fellas?
No. Let's hire a contortionist. We get a hammer and a chisel. We'll have him back by supper.
We should jerk him off, right, guys? All right, I made that third guy up. But you get the idea. A lot of these guys are drunk, by the way, so the discussions very quickly went from 0 to 100. Hey, new idea. How about dynamite? We'll simply blow him out. One group formed, insisting it was a great idea, and another saying, no, the explosion will kill him, and the weight of the new rocks will surely crush him. They shouted at each other for a while, until someone suggested, hey, how about gas torches? We can use acetylene torches to cut through the rock and make the hole bigger. No, that'll cook him, or the gas will fill the cave and kill everyone inside. They fought over that too. But by far the most common suggestion was to simply cut off the foot. Never mind that the foot itself was unreachable, and never mind that he'd lose so much blood he might not make it back to the surface, and never minding even more that Floyd was strongly reluctant to the idea.
Whatever you do, don't cut my foot off.
That's a Wendigo.
Pointless bickering, except that not one of them would just brave the damn cave and continue shoveling away the gravel. The formula was always the same. Bold, fearless men would strut into the cave with sandwiches and blankets, then reach the turnaround room and immediately lose their nerve, then dump it all outside of the hole, and then return back outside and go, oh, absolutely. No, he says, thanks for the food. Thank you so much. Yum, yum. No one would go through that squeeze. Dozens more men would try. All of them would fail. February 2nd, 9 a.m. So far, Homer has been the only person who has been face to face with Floyd. And that would continue to be true until here we are at the Louisville Courier. There's a spirited young newshawk named William Miller. He's talking to his boss, and he's trying to convince him that it's a great idea for him to cover the story of the man trapped in the cave.
Listen up, boss. I'm hearing talk of a man in a cave. He's stuck down there, and I want to get down there, too. Get to the nitty-gritty, you hear?
This is an opportunity for some good PR, Miller. I'm in. But I want us to sponsor that rescue. Picture this. Man saved from cave by Louisville Courier, the finest newspaper in the state. That'll drum up plenty of interest.
24-carat idea, boss. I'll make it happen. I'll get down there toot sweet.
So off Miller goes to Floyd's cave. Back over at the cave, Homer is sitting outside trying to recuperate. As Miller wanders up, Homer is not interested in giving an interview. He wants someone to help. So as Miller asks questions, Homer tries his best to show contempt.
Sure.
Frustrated, Homer bluntly says,
Listen, you want more information? The hole's right behind me. Why don't you go take a look yourself?
Miller thinks for a moment, then says, yeah, all right. He grabs a lantern and crouches down to enter the cave. As he walked, cold water filled his shoes. He was stepping in newly formed puddles. That water is coming from the inside of the cave as the temperature slowly increases and the frost inside melts. The stable environment of the cave is starting to change. That is thanks in no small part to the growing crowd of gawkers. To stay warm, they were building fires and hanging around the entrance of the cave to shelter from the elements. But nonetheless, Miller presses on, and all that's left is that final squeeze, and he's there. He stops. He takes a moment and decides to call out to Floyd.
Floyd!
Hearing there is someone on the other side, he feels ashamed not to try. Into the dark he went, through the 9-inch squeeze. The crystal gypsum cuts into his elbows and tugs at his clothes. He gets snagged. He's spluttering through the pools of muddy water. He stops, collects himself, and pushes on. He can barely inhale. If he gets stuck in here, he can only hope that someone else can come in from behind and pull him out by the legs. But eventually, he makes it through. Fantastic. He is now on his belly, looking down at Floyd. He sat right next to Floyd, ready to interview him. But Floyd didn't really answer any of his questions. At the moment, he is sitting in a pool of water that is 12 degrees, slowly sapping his body temperature. He is dying from exposure. The cold is diminishing Floyd's mental faculties, and he can barely make sentences. There's nothing Miller can do, so he hurriedly turns around. He worked his way back through the squeeze, past the turnaround room, and out into the daylight.
Gonna change my title here, guys. I am getting off Skyrim, and I realize I haven't even loaded it. So we're gonna get off Skyrim. I'm gonna change my title. Now, why are you? How much are you over here now? And we will mod Fallout 4, Skyrim Legendary Survival. We will say modded Fallout 4. Modded Fallout 4 Legendary Survival, no RHC in the MMO lifestyles, We're going to change it up. It's going to be boring because I have a few more, probably like hours of modding. But I mean, that's what it is. Modding Fallout 4 Legendary Survival. Done. Zombies do affect this. Yeah, so Fallout 4. Fallout. Oh, yeah. Oops. Fallout. Oh, yeah. Fallout 4 Zombies, right? And I am going to say zombies in this title because that is true. Modern Fallout 4 Legendary Survival Zombies, right? Zombies in the MMO lifestyle. And then, done. We're going to go across to here and change the title so that edit video. There we go. And we say, wait, what happened here? Oops. Yep. You come on here and I'm looking for tags, right? English, American, Fallout 4. Zombies modded. Yeah, and save, and now we have the right title. And we come back in, we go back on.
Boomer turns to Miller. Proof that he had made it all the way to Floyd is soaked onto his mud-stained clothes. No longer frustrated with the young reporter, instead, he excitedly runs over to him.
You and me. Together, we can get Floyd out of there.
Now, there were two people who could help rescue Floyd. Now, helping with the rescue was not the only thing that Miller did for Floyd. Perhaps even more crucially, his reporting was responsible for turning Floyd into a nationwide story. Miller took interviews, relayed first-person accounts, and would spend many hours with Floyd himself in that cave. He gave an insight into the story that only a first-person account could, and in turn, gave the public a figure who they would deeply relate to. Updates to the story would be printed in over 1,000 local and national newspapers. You couldn't escape it. It was also the era when radio became a regular feature for regular Americans. Radio allowed something new: hourly updates, letting people get engrossed into the story. So, mostly thanks to Miller, the story of Floyd over the next week would grow and grow. And everybody wanted to know, will this man make it? Back outside the cave, someone new entered the story. Robert Burton. He would become the third man to reach Floyd, a firefighter from Louisville. Thin frame, but muscular. He got scratched up pretty good and soaked by the pooling water. But he made it through with little fuss, and he confidently lowered himself down to Floyd's position. It was not an optimistic sight. Floyd's condition was deteriorating.
Well, we've got a heck of a problem here, but I think I can get you out with a rope.
Floyd nods in approval.
Go on.
We might just pull your bloody leg off.
Just pull my leg off then. Get me out of here.
Burton returned to the surface and faced the crowd. He announced,
We will attempt a rope pull.
I don't know if that's a good idea. You're just gonna tear his foot off.
Yeah, hold on. What about the sharp rocks? Raking through all that and there'll barely be a body left to bring to the surface. A physician stepped forward with authority. The ligaments in the foot are strong, but if you pull on the torso without a harness, all you'll likely do is tear his internal organs. But Floyd is dying of exposure down there. The situation is becoming desperate. Burden put caution to the side.
The time for strategy is over. Now we try brute force.
Floyd, we're here. We're gonna get you out of here.
After 79 hours in the cold water, he is delirious, fading in and out of consciousness.
I'm gonna put the special harness around you. Burden and Miller, they're here too. We got 3 more boys right up the cave, and they're all ready to pull as hard as they can to get you out of here.
Floyd was frightened.
I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna hurt.
No one knew quite how this would go. Floyd was given some food, some coffee, a large swig of whiskey, and a sedative. That sedative would keep him calm if his ankle bone is snapped or the skin on his foot is peeled off. Floyd took the opportunity to appreciate being surrounded by friends and family.
Go on. Do it.
All right, strap him up.
Homer attached a harness. He ties on the rope. Miller gives the signal.
Ready?
Burden gives the final all clear.
Ready?
Everybody braced for the tug of war. Cave versus man. The winner gets Floyd.
3, 2,
Do it.
1.
Pull!
The force of 6 men pulled against the clutches of the cave. Floyd began to scream. His body was being pulled up from the rubble. The gravel was beginning to shift. Burden's calls echo through the cave.
Pull harder!
Floyd screamed harder as well. All right, so Floyd is trapped laying down like this. But the pulling of the rope wrenches him up like this. His torso was being compressed and bent against the ceiling of the trap. It would kill him. Floyd's screaming intensified, and through gasps was begging them to stop. But it did not stop. The agony continued. On and on, with no progress.
Enough! Enough! You guys are killing him!
Homer quickly spun around and started pulling against the other men. He threw his legs onto the rocks and propelled himself backwards, 1 man versus 5.
I said stop!
Coursing with adrenaline, he pulled the rope free from their clasp. The tug of war was over. The cave had won. Floyd fell back down. Homer, Miller, Burden, and the other 3 men were flat on their backs, panting for breath. the cave would not let this man go. The futility of the situation sank in, and all they could do was leave for now and rest. Outside, the number of spectators had increased to 200. They buzzed and asked useless questions, and Homer walked dejectedly past them. He sat by thinking what he could do. The cause seemed hopeless.
Homer?
Then, someone showed up who could turn things around. He looked up to see a childhood friend of both his and Floyd's, Johnny Gerald. He was just the man for the job. He was an experienced caver, and he was an experienced cave-trapped person rescuer.
All right, let me go see him. Well, look who it is.
Floyd perked up immediately,
Yay.
thrilled to see Gerald. The sparkle from Floyd's gold tooth could be seen in his smile.
All right, let's see what we can do.
Gerald jumped down. And then, for the next 3 hours, Gerald went back to the original plan of digging away the rocks. His stamina was good, and progress was surprisingly good as well. For several more hours, he continued, just moving stone after stone. New one would fall in its place, and he'd move that one too. By midnight, he had enough room to shift position and clear some of the gravel that was at each side of Floyd's body. Gerald would spend several more hours scooping. And it worked. Slowly, more and more of Floyd's body was coming free from the rubble. The lower shoulders, his chest, even his hips and thighs. It was incredible progress, but Gerald wasn't done yet. He kept going until practically all of the rubble, except a few harder to reach piles down by his legs, remained. The relief from the weight made it significantly easier for Floyd to breathe and flex his limbs. Over the course of those few hours, Gerald managed to scoop away more than 1,000 pounds of debris. But there was still a lot more to go. And that rock by Floyd's foot was still holding him in place. By 2 a.m., Gerald was spent. He needed rest, and he was ready to head back outside.
Floyd, tomorrow, you're gonna be a free man.
Now here you might think that things will become straightforward. They did not. Now that space had been cleared, Burden became convinced that if he could get down that passage again, he could free Floyd with another rope pull, fate deciding with both feet or just one. So Burden marches up to the cave once again, but when he tried to enter, they shoved him in the other direction. The crowd was acting as a sort of phalanx, and anyone who tried to get in was told to get lost. They had been specifically instructed to not let anyone in, and they were especially opposed to Burden making another rope pull after word spread about the disaster of the first attempt. He tried to reason with them.
Let me try the rope pull again. It'll work this time.
But they would not hear it. Oof. Of the 3 other people who could reach him, Gerald and Homer are out exhausted and sick, which leaves only Miller, who is tied up with work. With Burden barred from entering, Floyd was left on his own, wondering why it was that no one would visit him.
Hello?
Hello?
Anyone there?
And then Wendigoon.
Help!
And Wendigoon's so funny for some reason.
Hey! Anyone out there?
Now, the work Miller was doing was handing over reports to his boss about Sand Cave. Those reports would be fed through the news grapevine to the Associated Press, and the Associated Press would send that out to its very large affiliate network. The word was spreading about Floyd. By afternoon, Miller was done with his work and he hurried back to the cave. So he gets inside and, his eyes didn't have to work half as hard to adjust to the dark. Someone had installed electric lights from the entrance right all the way down to Floyd. Miller popped down to the lower level.
Ah, Floyd! Fancy seeing you here, buddy.
When Miller reached Floyd, he took the final bulb and attached it to his collar to keep him warm. Then, reusing that syrup tin, he started offloading gravel into buckets. Those buckets were then passed up and down the cavern, like an assembly line. And so it went on for the next few hours, until he was too tired and needed to rest. Miller then took some time to have a bit of a one-on-one with Floyd. He said, there are a lot of people in the news that are reading about you and have you in their prayers. Is there anything you want me to relay to them? Floyd had been in that cave for over 100 hours now, and seeing everyone working together, Floyd was overcome with a sense of hope and relief. Floyd wanted to pass on a message. Here is what he is quoted in the newspaper.
I believed I would go to heaven. I can feel that I'm to be taken out alive and with both my feet. I kept thinking, what would happen if the rock above me would fall? It caused me to shudder. I kept thinking to drive my mind to something else, but it wasn't much use. I couldn't do much to help those who came to help me, but I knew that a lot of people were willing to do all in their power. It gave me courage. Tuesday morning, I thought to myself, 4 days down here, and no nearer freedom than I was on the first day. How will it end? Will I get out? I couldn't think of it. I have faced death before. It doesn't frighten me, but it is so long. Tell them I am not going to give up. Tell them I'm going to fight and be patient and never forget them.
Meanwhile, news of the incident kept growing. The entire country was captivated by Floyd's story. Crowds huddled around newspaper stands each morning and afternoon, waiting to get any new drips of information. It became a water cooler topic. Did you catch the latest episode of Game of Caves? He had the prayer power of practically every church in the county. Even the upper echelons of government were keeping tabs on Floyd. Congress halted session to get their little updates, and even the president, Calvin Coolidge, took a glancing interest. By the end, the Floyd Collins incident would explode into the third largest non-political story between World War I and World War II. All of this excitement brought an inundation of people to Cave City. Old population, 690. Yawn. New population, 10,000. The bank vaults ran empty as people withdrew cash to spend around town, but they wouldn't have much to spend it on because restaurants didn't even have enough stock to feed all the new customers. Practically every hotel room in the county was taken, so residents capitalized with a 1920s version of Airbnb and charged outrageous fees to offer places to sleep on their bedroom floor or in mattress-lined bathtubs. And 4,500 automobiles impatiently sat backed up for 2 miles from 20 different states to drive onto the Collins farm, churning up all the pristine green fields with their tires and turning them into brown muck paddocks. Deep below all those tourists, there's Miller, trying to free Floyd. All right, a little bit of setup. Floyd, Miller, some remaining rubble, rock. For anyone to lift the rock by hand would be impossible because Floyd's body obstructs the hole. Miller grabs a crowbar and shoves it through the gap. Now he's going to lever it off Floyd's foot. Cool. The crowbar is now primed in place. Next, he takes a jack. He positions it on top of the crowbar so that it will be forced against the ceiling. However, problem. That jack is too big. It doesn't fit. Miller yells up the tunnel for a smaller one, but this took some time. And when it arrived, too small, won't reach the ceiling. But instead of sending for another one, Miller takes 2 blocks of wood and bolsters them underneath the crowbar. Right, so the crowbar now sits higher, it fulcrums against the blocks, and the jack is sitting on top. All Miller has to do is expand the jack, which he will do using this spanner, holding it at the very tips of his fingers. Sounds easy. It's not, but that's the plan. Let's get him out of there. He turned the wrench, the jack expanded, and the crowbar took strain. The whole thing slid apart with a pang. Floyd wasn't hurt, but Miller was contorting and exerting his whole body from back to fingertip. They tried again. Same result. Undeterred, Miller caught his breath and gave it another shot. He slowly turned the jack. Pressure building. And this time, Miller could feel the rock move. It bloody moved. He kept turning the wrench and the rock moved a little more. His hands were shaking, knees weak, his arms are heavy. Pang. One of the wood blocks flew out. It all scattered apart. The rock painfully slammed back down on Colin's foot.
You'll get it next time, Miller. Try again.
Miller kept on trying. Countless attempts. He kept pushing himself deeper into the trap, finding new approaches. Damn the blocks. No, try the blocks again. Clear some more rubble. Floyd, unable to help physically, is supporting him in spirit at least, cheering him on. And Miller kept going and going and going until he had nothing left. For the next 4 hours he tried. No progress. Miller was exhausted. He couldn't do this on his own, but he was the only one slim enough to get in through the gap. The group decided to concede for now and return to the surface. They would take just a small break, but it looked to everyone like there was a clear way to get this man out. So Miller and Burden crawled back through the mud and the wines of the cave. As they made their way through, the cave was visibly sagging. The ceiling seemed lower. Parts were harder to navigate than before, doubly so with their bruised and rock-shredded hands. They stepped outside and took in the fresh country air. But as their eyes adjusted to the light, they saw something new. A man named Henry Carmichael was standing in front of a sizable crowd of engineers in hard hats and soldiers in military uniform. Now, Henry is the superintendent of the Kentucky Rock Asphalt Company. The engineers are his employees, and the men in military garb are the National Guard. Now, Carmichael has been quietly looking at the situation from afar, and he is thoroughly unimpressed. This is no rescue operation. Once Miller and co. call it quits, Carmichael had 2 of his employees do a proper survey of the cave and see if it was suitable to bring in his whole team of men. The 2 surveyors go in. As the passage led down to Floyd, it was showing alarming signs of deterioration. You could see the splitting of the rock above. Boards were slipping out of place or splintering. Small rocks tumbled down the walls.
Okay, I believe I'm done. I can't believe how long that took. I'm gonna pee while I load Fallout 4, and we'll take a look at modded Fallout 4. And so, now... Xbox. Oh, no, I think I have to actually go to the folder, which means going to Vertex. And going to the games, and I'm going to go to open the game folder. In here is the FSO, or F4SE loader. Couldn't find Fallout 4 exe, but it's right there. Couldn't find Fallout 4.exe. It's right there. You didn't launch this. Alright, go read the F4SE guide. I had a barrier there. Yeah.
Alright, so here in this video, I will be showing you how to install Fallout 4 script extender, also known as F4SE for Fallout 4. The installation is quite simple. Just go to f4se.silverlock.org. The link for it will be down in the description below. Once you're on this page, we're PC. Go ahead, downloads folder, and hit save. Once it has downloaded, we can go ahead and open up our downloads folder. Please go to the local files tab. This will bring you into the Fallout 4 directory where you can see the Fallout 4 executable as well as the Fallout 4 launcher. So now with the extracted F4SE files as well as the Fallout 4 directory opened, all you want to do is highlight everything in the F4SE folder and drag it all into the directory below all the other items so that it merges with what is here. Do not drag it into the data folder. If it asks you to merge or overwrite anything, hit yes. And that is the installation for F4SE. Now there is one thing you're going to need to note, and that is from here on out, you are going to need to launch the game through the F4SE loader. So in order to ensure that F4SE is installed correctly, we need to go ahead and launch the game and get to the main menu. So once you've made it to the main menu after launching the game through the F4SE loader, you want to go ahead and open up the console with the tilde key. Go ahead and type in get F4SE.
That's one step beyond what I have, which is like, you won't load. Yeah, the launcher is open right now, but I need you to... Couldn't find Fallout 4.exe. Go to the Games tab. Oh no. Menu set. Oh, okay. Oh shit, did this fire up? I don't think I told you to start. It's weird. Okay, so in the Xbox, I want you to show... Oops, I want you to manage, and I want you to show files, browse. Oh, shit, yeah. Okay. There's their problem. You have it steered to C, but I don't have this on the C drive. I've got it on the D drive. In my games, Fallout 4, content, Fallout 4, select folder. I think. Yeah, content. Oh, no. It's, or yeah, it is content. Yeah, is it content? Yeah, it is content. Yeah, that is it. Then... I gotta go back, and in this folder should be my FS or early loader. Couldn't find Fallout 4.exe. I don't know. Why is this happening? Fallout 4 loader. Fallout 4 loader. Oh, Fallout 4 launcher needs to be renamed to Fallout 4. Okay. Is that it? Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so... let's delete that for now. And change this to Fallout 4. Now let's try the FS4E. That might be it. Oh, come on. It's right there. It's right there. Oh, .exe. Oh, oops. That might be why. Okay, so now try. Nope. Same shit. Didn't work. Ah! Okay. This did not help me. Oh, yeah. Am I... what? Okay, I don't know. There. Restore. Well, let's try running as an admin. That's not a bad not a bad idea. No, you didn't load. Nope. don't see a solution to this. It seems like a Windows incompatibility, I guess. F4.exe. It is there. But I didn't do that. You delete all the old DLL files. So make this bigger. DLLs. There we go. All the ones that start with F4SC Steam Loader. Yeah. Delete. Yeah, and then go back to my downloads. Yeah. And just take all that. Copy. Come back. And we'll try one last time before we just move on. I might not get what I want here on a lot of stuff because I didn't realize I have the wrong version of the game. And I didn't know. Oh, God. But I want to go to... Why did this file close? I don't know why it would have closed it. Oh, here we go, here we go. So... Paste. Replace the files. Maybe this is what it is, huh? Yeah, maybe I did actually have a fuck up. I don't know. Well, let's see. Maybe that'll work finally. It did work. Nope. No, it didn't. Piece of shit. So, yeah, I didn't think it would. I mean, why would it? It never does for me. It's so annoying. Did all that work, and I had a critical problem here, and I don't know. I don't, like, of course I did. I'm very not surprised. I'm not missing Fallout 4.exe. I'm not missing Fallout 4.exe. I'm not. Like the types, right? We have launcher. Oh, I do. Wait. Now where? Yeah, where? Oh, okay. Maybe that's why. So maybe it didn't restore when I fucking told it to. No, name. Oh no. Sorry, guys, got a phone call. It's just fucking weird. Okay, so I do see that my fucking Fallout is like not there anymore. And I don't know about that because no, I don't know why my it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. Yeah, I don't know why, but let's go out. Okay. Why do I have so many? Now, why are you... Okay, what are we doing here? You, like, messed up the mouse or something? Why are we left-clicking the recycle bit? Oh, yeah, never mind. No, it's okay. This is... Yeah, I'm in the wrong file. That's why. So, new... for sc.ini. No. Yes, cancel. What are we doing? No, no. F4SC.ini. Save it and we close. F4SE loader. Let's go see. Nope. Well, I don't know. I will have to buy Fallout 4 on Steam, I think. I don't know. I don't see a solution to this, and again, I definitely did hit a block here, but let's just see if it all loads anyways. I don't know. Some of it probably won't load. I don't think I can get some of the UI stuff without the F4SE. No, this doesn't seem to be working. Xbox. Oh, F4SC is not compatible, period. What's up, Hop? Yeah, I gotta buy the Steam version. I hit this. I'm about to fire up Fallout, and I think I hit this snag with right on. Yeah, I just I hit this snag. I'm trying to fire up Fallout 4, but I hit a snag in the end because Xbox doesn't like Fallout 4 script extender, and I didn't know that. So now I don't believe I'm gonna get the mods that I want, but we're gonna find out. I'm done modding, I think. Yeah, I'm completely done. So let's go fire it up and see what we get. I don't know. And I have to pee rather badly, but I'll start the game. Options. Oh, God, look at that resolution. Yeah. Wait, what? What? No, okay. What? Yeah, all of it's ultra, but, like, okay, so, but why are these weird... Oh, window mode, I see. I see. 2560 by 1440. Oh, no, I see. So you don't like that. You want to be full screen? Okay, I guess. That's sort of annoying to me, I guess. You say 1280 by 720. Borderless? I don't know. That seems wrong to me. So you're already... let's see if what people say about this. Fallout 4 borderless windowed only says 1280 by 720. Let's see what this says. Oh, yeah, I gotta like manually fucking save it. Okay, so go to okay. That's okay. That'll save the options right now, and then oops, no, not settings, but in my game folder, downloads, pictures, documents, right? I'm looking for my games, Fallout 4, F4SE loader. Wait, what? Oh, Fallout 4 MS. Oh, shit. Maybe that's part of it, huh? Yeah, maybe that'll work, huh? Yeah. F4SE loader, huh? Maybe that'll work now. Let's see, maybe now. Maybe that worked, actually. That's crazy. I saw the people of Walmart. Yeah, the people of Walmart is such a funny website. Yeah, the people of Walmart. Yeah, this is good, but in the preps. Got it. We are looking for there. I don't know why you would say that. 2560 by 1440 file, full screen and borderless. Yeah, or sorry, borderless windowed. Right, windowed is it? I think this is right. File save. I think that's right. Should be okay. So now we go play. I missed what you said. There we go. Yeah, I don't do Walmarts anymore. I haven't gone to a Walmart in a long time. Sounds like a rich person thing, but I'm not rich. I just don't shop at Walmart. I shop at a place called Wingco, which is a really good co-op. You didn't fire up? I don't know why you wouldn't. Yeah, you should have fired up. Are you just being slow? I think it is being slow. I'm gonna be right back, guys. I gotta pee. I won't be long. This game should have loaded. Why didn't it? So many barriers in the last hour. Like 5 came. Oh no, there it is. It was just super fucking slow. I was like, why are you not loading? Fucking load, asshole. Yeah, load. I don't. I have Uber and Uber Eats and DoorDash.
Atomic annihilation, the rebuilding of this great nation
and you know, Postmates.
Fall to you. That's why we at Vault-Tec have.
Yeah, you paused it, but see, I just want to go see my stream and make sure that I have the game.
Prepared these educational materials for you to better understand defining attributes that make you special.
I bet they are. They sound expensive.
Today is endurance.
I've never seen this one.
We will all be faced with many new and unfamiliar health risks, such as infection, sudden loss of limb, and above all, harmful radiation. Fortunately, your formidable endurance has turned your body into a hard-working machine that can resist the harmful effects of radiation and physical violence. Like
physical violence.
Then, your body must be well maintained.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've eaten a lot of Uber Eats because they give you deals. If you live in a big city like Denver, you can get good deals from them. Basically the same cost it would be to go to the restaurant, you know. But you don't have to do anything. You can just sit there. I love Uber Eats. I've used them a lot. I used to drive for Uber Eats.
Endurance can also provide new options for food, some of which can be an acquired taste. Gone are the days of exercising for fun. Instead, you will need to combine athletics with crucial survival activities. The greater your endurance, the further you can go. Just be certain to be mindful of others.
I mean, no, they're all too expensive hops. They're not. None of them are cheaper. They're all $27 to $40. 27 to 40 hop. You can get a little cheaper sometimes, like 16 to 24 if you're a dedicated customer. I mean, it's always like $27 to $40. The deals are sometimes good, but I mean, you got to actually spend money to get any deals. It's still $27 to $40, which is too much. Ooh. So I have like 125 mods or something like that. Oh, man. Let's just see what it says. Home is by all time. Yeah, all time, right? So featured most popular of all time, right? Modern firearms, cheat terminal. Oh yeah, cheat terminal is the most popular. Weightless junk and all that. Whenever I have fast food, I have the ask for the places, end up saving like $10 a meal in the drive-thru. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. That's a better way to do it. Uber Eats is like $27 to $40 every single time. It's a good market if you're lazy and you have money. Nothing wrong with it. It's like any food delivery, but it's still $27. You know, yeah, it's hard to find deals with that kind of stuff because that's luxury stuff. Uber Eats, it's expensive. A lot of mods. Let's go. Oh yeah, achievements are disabled. Yeah, it's fine. On survival, no. I don't want no fast travel. I want very hard, yeah. Yep. I like Amazon. I miss Amazon. They'll do delivery where I'm at, but they don't deliver like Amazon Fresh was my favorite way to get my groceries, but you can't get that where I live in the rural area. I think I have the wrong title because I think I said survival, but yeah, I'm not doing survival. Legendary VH because I want the fast travel. I don't think being a streamer you get interruptions all the time. I need the fast travel. I'm gonna do Fallout 4 on VH modded with no achievements. I don't care about the achievements. I mean, I downloaded a mod that said I would get achievements, but I think it has to have F4SC, and I can't do that with the mode with the version of the game that I bought, which is kind of annoying. But I mean, I got this game for $5. I think it was. It was like something so. It was like I got this game for $5. So I don't really care about the achievements. You know, it's whatever. So yeah, but yeah, the master's good, but the music's a bit aggro. Is this considered to be True Storm's Rain, Thunder? I don't know. Let's just drop all of it by rote to like half, and maybe half will be okay. Yeah, like that, I think. Half. Actually, the radio I wanted like a quarter when I turn it on, yep. And then half. Okay. Nope. New. Oh, yeah. Escape for back. Saved out. New. Enter. Better locational damage. F4SC is not currently still missing. Helmet protection will not function if enabled. Helmet protection for NPCs. Okay. That's okay. That was it. That was the only F4SC thing that I expected to see, a big litany of list of stuff, but apparently they're modding better where they don't want you to have this problem. So I expected a whole big F4SE thing, and I'm sure some of the UIs won't load. Oh, it's doing a long load time. It's like, oh yeah, you have like 125 mods, so we're just gonna build a whole file about this and all this and do all this syncing and everything. But I bet it works. I do usually have a problem with this game on my system, on my card, if I don't turn... I think I patched it, though. I patched it, so I shouldn't have an issue. War. War never changes. Your butthole. Your butthole in war never changes. You never stop pooping. You never stop pooping.
War.
Until you die. In war.
War never changes.
I'll kill you. In Minecraft, war, and Fallout 4, buttholes, and
in the year 1945,
your butthole wasn't born yet. Your great-grandfather's butthole.
Wondered when he'd get to go home to his wife.
I love this. So ideal, but it also looks low rent to me, like kind of low budget.
When the U.S. ended World War II.
World War II.
Atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Instead, something miraculous happened.
Oh, this is a great game about war, Hop. I mean, Bethesda doesn't make bad games.
Source of power. People in
Yeah, Band of Brothers just hit Netflix, I think. I've been meaning to watch it, rewatch it. It's been 20 years since I last saw it. That's a great show. You know, I believe that's actually the number 1 or number 2 rated show of all time still.
But then,
I think.
In the 21st century, people awoke from the American dream. Years of consumption led to shortages of every major resource.
Fallout is wonderful. It's
became a distant memory. It is now the year.
Good for you, Hop. You're a lot more intelligent than I think a lot of the people that I meet. Yeah, Pacific is good. Pacific's good.
For myself, for my wife, for my infant son. Because of my time in the army taught me one thing.
Your butthole never stops pooping.
It's that war never changes.
Good old Todd Howard. He's like a living meme. Oh, I love SPR, man. SPR is one of my favorite. You know, if you like SPR, Hop, you ever seen The Thin Blue Line? Or sorry, is it Thin Blue Line? Okay, there's another movie just as good as Saving Private Ryan. It won the Oscar too. Thin Blue Line, yeah. So if you've never seen this, oh no, sorry, it's not Thin Blue Line. It's the Thin Red Line, I think it is. The Thin Red Line. Why can't you do a Google search, Google? Are you that bad at this? Yeah, I think you are. So we're gonna try again. Yeah, here we go. So The Thin Red Line was an American epic war film. If you're doing all the Band of Brothers stuff, I remember right around your age, I did all that stuff too. Go watch The Thin Red Line. It was an Academy Award winning film like Saving Private Ryan. It is just as good as Saving Private Ryan for different reasons. Saving Private Ryan was more of kind of a buddy story about get the brothers out of there, or get the brother out of there, right? But the Thin Red Line was about what is it, Hill 51, and yeah, and I don't know if you know about the Hill 51, but that's Hill 51. I think I'd rather not misquote it because I've got holes in my brain, you know, Hill 51 wiki. I think it was Hill 51, wasn't it? It was or was it Hill 60? Yeah. I thought it was 51, but it's like Hill 60. But yeah, this one was it was like one of the really crazy strategic developments in the war, and I don't remember what all the particular like details were. But this was a particularly bloody fight. I think it would be better to just show you this, right? The plot is the Men of C Company, 1st Battalion, 27th Infantry Regiment, 25th Infantry Division, have been brought to the island of Guadalcanal as reinforcements in the campaign to secure Henderson Field. It's Henderson Field is what I was trying to think of. Henderson Field was the military airfield in Guadalcanal. Seize the island from the Japanese and block off their route to Australia. C Company is commanded by Captain James Staros. As they wait in the hold of a Navy transport ship, they contemplate their lives in the upcoming invasion. And they land on Guadalcanal unopposed, but the attack commences at dawn the next day, and Charlie Company storms up the hill, but is immediately repelled by heavy, and I'm talking LMG fire, all of it. It was you can see all the you can see the cemetery, fucking massacre. And they get over the hill, and there's the Japanese with heavy machine guns and a big LMG line, and they all just. You know, when they're fired upon, Keck reaches for a grenade on his belt and accidentally pulls the pin and then throws himself back on the grenade so that he will be the only one killed by the blast. At another point, and I don't want to ruin this film for you. At that point, I'm in spoiler territory. But The Thin Red Line, it was a very formative movie for me, Hop. As Hollywood as Saving Private Ryan was, the Thin Red Line, despite it being Hollywood, it was an art house film about war and what the soldiers are thinking about when they're going to it, and it still chokes me up. I've seen it like 10 times or something. Really fucking good. Really great war film. Some of the best fighting, like Saving Private Ryan. Very, very hard hitting.
A man himself is nothing.
And Guadalcanal was horrible. Guadalcanal was fucking horrible, you know.
Sometimes I think it was just my imagination.
Yeah, you hear it, you see it, like they're kind of, it was more art house and kind of about, it was a lot more American Beauty than it was like Saving Private Ryan. It was a lot more about the ravages of war on a psychological level, on a deep psychological, philosophical level. But I mean, it's also staged on it's staged all throughout Guadalcanal, and it's when I think of war movies, there's only two worth their salt. Well, I'm sorry, there's a whole lot of great war movies, excuse me, but there's two out of this era that are worth the salt. There's only been like two good war movies in the last, I think, 20 years or something like that, and The Thin Red Line is one of them. And Thin Red Line did win the Oscar, just like Saving Private Ryan. It has all of the hype. It got all the hype. And it's weird because a lot of people, when you mention Saving Private Ryan, the next question that a boomer will ask you, a boomer my age will ask you, what do you think of The Thin Red Line? You said the only World War II battle I know my family was in was Okinawa, and I think Pearl Harbor. Okinawa was right up that alley. Okinawa's right over from Guadalcanal. Guadalcanal, the only reason I know Guadalcanal really is of course all the World War II history that I've done, but also because it was the main staging in Battlefield 1943. But we don't need Battlefield 1943, Guadalcanal, right, documentary, right? We'll pull something off YouTube, right? The Guadalcanal campaign, if it's short, it's 4 hours long. We can't do a 4-hour campaign. We need the idiot version that's short. You're about to watch the Pacific, right? If you're about to watch the Pacific, that's the Guadalcanal. There you go. I haven't seen the Pacific. I've heard it's good. But if you want to know about Guadalcanal, you're about to do it, Hop. You're about to watch the Pacific. It's inside the Battle of Guadalcanal. Now, the Guadalcanal campaign, you can't really jump through it. Friday. This is the idiot's guide to Guadalcanal, and it just doesn't do justice to it. But I can't do like a primetime hour-long or 2-hour-long dive into Guadalcanal right now. It's something that I don't mind doing for my stream, but it's also so intensive, and also to do it justice is a lot more than 2 hours. I don't think I want to do a Guadalcanal deep dive, but it is an interesting fight.
November 13th, 1942. 1:48 a.m.
I'm sorry. I always thought of it as Hill 360, but it's not Hill 360. And I thought of Hill 51 for some reason, but it's Battle 360, I think. Yeah, is what they call this.
Anti-aircraft cruiser USS Atlanta patrols the dark waters off Guadalcanal Island in the South Pacific.
It was a tense time.
USS Enterprise has been out of action for 2 weeks. And with all the other carriers in the Pacific down for the count, these smaller ships must...
Bastards!
...alone. Atlanta has sent her share of Japanese planes to the hunting grounds of hell. But tonight she's stalking Imperial
okay.
warships. One of 30.
I mean, have you ever seen Internet Historians thing on furries? Like, I think we... but let's finish this. Let's finish the 3-minute thing.
American vessels on the...
Because I want to refresh her. I don't remember Guadalcanal. I remember that it's an island, and I remember that it was near Iwo Jima, I think. And it was a major naval battle with jets and aircraft carriers and planes. And we'll see if that's what I remember, but I don't know if that's right.
For an enemy force of destroyers, battleships, and cruisers. 2 massive naval groups are about to collide in the
Yeah, okay, so Guadalcanal was, as I recall, is was the major naval staging in the Pacific against the Axis powers. It's what I remember it being.
Epic clash of steel. But what the crew of Atlanta doesn't know is...
I will. I mean, it's random and genius, and I'll do it. I've been doing Internet Historian. It's not random for me. I've been doing Internet Historian all afternoon. Let's go hear him talk about the furry convention, right? There's no word. The failure of Rainforest.
Where are we?
Rainforest.
Where are we?
Rainforest.
Yep.
Yeah.
In September 2015, a group of furries came together with...
I don't need to go do a deep dive of the war against the furries. It's clear that the furries are being warred against, and I don't need to cover it.
Brilliant idea. Rainforest.
I don't care about furries. As long as they don't touch children, animals, or me, we're good. I mean, they can touch me. I just don't care about, like, as long as they don't touch animals. We're good.
And by
looks like people to me. Doesn't bother me at all.
Furries.
I am not kidding when I say I love everyone. You know, I don't like humanity, but I love everyone. I don't care.
This is their story.
Definitely don't have a convention full of them because they're going to clog up your toilets and destroy your hotel. We found that out.
And I'm just bringing in all the dirty laundry here, so you guys are lucky, and I'm probably going to ask you to not post.
Doesn't it seem like drama is kind of like the whole premise of this? It kind of seems like they're all building to do a con for furries so that they'll have a lot of drama.
That video, mister.
Rainforest is the reverse of DashCon. Where DashCon was a disaster caused by its organizers, Rainforest was a disaster caused by its attendees.
There is no truth to the rumor that Rainforest is under an evil curse. And with that, it is my pleasure to officially declare Rainforest 2015 open.
It all started with a...
You know what I see? I see a bunch of people who need a community, who have a community.
Talent contest. That went okay. But as the night went on, some started to get absolutely trashed.
Oh my god.
If you are...
Oh no. Someplace you'll never see me be. It looks fun at first, but then it ends up like this. Yeah, it's a pile of dudes, And they're all hugging each other, and I'm sorry, but here's some place there's some old dude in the background. It's all good. Like, I'm not a hater. I'm just saying this is something you'll never see me or my crew do. We always had gatherings of 10 or 15 fucking people, but and we would sleep on the floors like this, yeah. But I mean, it never see something like this. That's all guys. Yeah, you never see an all guy thing. That to me is like like a public men's restroom. Nothing good can happen there. There'll be piss everywhere by the end of the night. There'll be poop everywhere by the end of the night. They'll be hugging each other and sweaty and smell bad. You know, that many dudes in one place, you know. Yeah, I'm not too into the pile of dudes. My house was the flop house, and sure, we'd have 7 to 10 people fucking wasted out on the floor and shit like that. But it was never like this, not like that. This is a little festive.
A few hours later, the destruction had.
Yeah, that's way too much, man. Like, what are we counting the men here? Was 7 not enough? Do we need to put like 10 people in a dude stack? I'm sorry, but that's just. I mean, if I'm waking up in a bed next to a dude, either that dude fucking drugged me. Either that dude drugged me and walked me over the head caveman style like Dahmer or whatever that guy was, Green River Killer or whoever it was, and has knocked me out and dragged me back caveman style to the hotel room, and I'm in the bed with him. That's possible situation A. Possible situation B is I'm like feet to head with a dude in a room with maybe one other dude, and my feet are by his head and his head are by my feet, and you know, and like and that'd be back when I was like 17 and there was just no place to sleep. There was no room on the floor or something like that, and you're having a house party and you're crashed out because you're drunk, and you can't go out on the lawn or you're going to get a DUI or get the people hassles from the cops. So you pass out in the house, but there's no room anywhere, so you end up on the bed with another dude, which isn't fun, but you need to sleep because you're drunk. So what do we do in that case? You definitely put on the jackets and the clothes and stuff. There's no taking any clothes off in that Seinfeld-esque situation where you're like, okay, putting on clothes here because I really want a lot of padding between you and I ever touching each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and like, and at no point my feet are by your head are by my feet. At no point do our hands or our bodies ever touch each other, and I'm still really uncomfortable. And if I'm on the bed with the dude, I lost some kind of bet that I seriously contended against or something, and that dude, I've probably known him for 15 years or something and really trust him like he's in my inner circle or something. If it's somebody I don't know, I'm taking my chances with the park down the street, and I've done that before a lot. There's a lot of the times I won't pass out in a flop house because that's when the cops show up. 4 a.m, the cops show up and bust everybody. So a lot of the times, rather than sleep in because the floor is so filled with people that you catch a spot on the bed and there's another dude there. No. No.
Begun.
No.
Somebody had deliberately loosened the bolt on one of these toilets.
Oh, good. They flooded the hotel while they were there. That's always really fun and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage.
So that when the next person flushed, water flooded everywhere.
The entire floor.
2.5 inches deep.
Ooh, 2.5 inches. Yeah, emergency. Oh, our hotel is about to go to the madhouse.
Plumber was quickly on the scene.
The crazies have run amok, and now the toilets have exploded.
Damage was already.
It's literally like that scene in The Shining, except for blood. There's toilet water. There's furries in toilet water, and you look up and there's a wave of furries in toilet water coming down the hall, like The Shining.
Done. Water had leaked through the floor and onto the basement servers below.
Things you'll never see me do.
Meanwhile, staff and security are threatening to throw out some of the...
I mean, I'm not against furries. I don't care. There's something so sausage fest about that whole... Okay. Okay, I realize that it's all the rage for the right-wing red pill. I just did a video about this earlier. Like right-wing red pill incel, can't have sex, can't talk to the opposite gender, like new age and Andrew Tate, you know, toxic masculinity people and all this. And we've been talking about the red pill a lot on this channel lately, right? And okay, so growing up, we were so red pill about it. I would say it's red pill kind of. My whole crew was kind of red pill about this. That you just weren't in a room without a bunch of girls. If you're hanging out with dudes, there's like at least 2 girls in the room. And I really feel like this was a dynamic that we absolutely succeeded at all of my social life till I was like 30 or 30, well, really, yeah, like 33, somewhere on there was when I left society, you know. But up until I was like 33 or something like that, there was like very rarely is it like, you know, maybe if we were playing video games, it might be like just you and some other dude and you're playing a 2-player game or something. But even then, I'm a little uncomfortable by it. I'd rather still have women in the fucking room. Now that sounds homophobic, but it's not. I'm not talking about gay sex or people who like gay sex or gay people. I'm talking about I don't like being in a room full of fucking dudes, and it wasn't socially cool with us. Like, so, okay, if we went to a party and it was a fucking sausage fest, they better have a fuck ton of liquor and a fuck ton of drugs and a fuck ton of marijuana, or, you know, it's just not happening, dude. Like, seriously, I've something like probably 50 times in my life, we have done what I call the foyer bail. The foyer bail, where you come in the party, you don't even go in past the initial room, you light up cigarettes, and you think about it, and you're like, yeah, there's no girls in sight, so no. And then there's this executive decision with the crew, because if we roll anywhere, we brought at least 2 to 4 girls everywhere that we went. My whole life, pretty much, till I was like 33. And even then, I still had a girlfriend in my personal space for another 5 years past that, till I was like 38. Even then, I had a girl in my life 24/7, 365 for another 5 years, like, as a girlfriend for another 5 years past that, even after I left society and I was a drug dealer and I had the cops after me and all this other shit. And so, like, yeah, rooms full of dudes, not too into it. I think I kind of made the point here, but to me, like, I'm honestly more toxic masculine about that shit than Andrew Tate probably is, maybe. But I don't know, maybe not Andrew Tate, but I wouldn't say Andrew Tate is very guilty of that, actually. I would say it's like somebody in the red pill thing. Like, I don't know, like when I see a room of dudes, I think, okay, either this is a workplace or a bar. I think it's acceptable if it's a bar. I think a bar is a good place to be in a room full of dudes. I think that's okay. You're watching like the football game or something like that. But a party full of dudes, that's just a fist fight waiting to happen, or somebody's going to say something stupid, or I mean, what's the chances of you having fun that night? Are you going home with a girl? No, because there's no girls there. So honestly, I must have canceled on like 50 parties like this where we foyer dodged. Like, literally, we learned what the word foyer meant, because it's like, you know, you get in the foyer, you see 50 dudes, and you're like, yeah, we brought the only 4 women, or the only 5 women here, and we're not choosing to stay here. We just came in to say hi, guys. We're not even here to drink your beer. We just came in to say hello and say we love you and stuff. And they're like, oh, you can't stay? No, man, we got 4 more parties to go to, or something like that. You can lie to him, you can say whatever, but it doesn't matter. You don't sit in that sausage fest. I've never seen one go well. They drink too much, they get in a fight, they get in a fist fight, something stupid happens, something gets broken, something smells bad. It's just not, I mean, it's sorry, but and that's weird to be that snobby about it, but we were the hipster crowd, and I just didn't believe in a non-co-ed crowd. I didn't believe in having a bunch of women alone in one place. I didn't believe in having a bunch of men alone in one place. I am a co-ed fucking person, really. I full-blown believe this. In my workplace, is my life, my family, if I don't have like 50% female, like I would say statistics in my personal life, I am an unhappy pappy or whatever the fuck you want to call me. You know what I'm saying? So now I've missed a whole bunch. Yeah, it's like Fight Club, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's all cool. So certain times it's appropriate, like the fucking football game, or maybe you're a football star and you're at the kegger. Keggers are sometimes okay for, like, I guess it would be okay if you got like 5 of your friends chilling around, passing controllers around, smoking joints and drinking beer. That's cool. But you should still be thinking about going to the bar where there's women, or you should be thinking about calling women over. And you'd be surprised how much women really like being called by a room full of people. And like, yo, your presence is requested at a party and shit. Women love that shit. You'd be surprised. They'll show, even if you're like, hey, but if they love you and you're close to them and stuff, and they know that you're gonna protect them and stuff, they'll show up and they'll add some female to the fucking sausage fest. They will, they will. But what I don't think happens is that's good is hanging around the drunken sausage fest, hoping for something good to happen. You should be looking to bring skirts up into that pretty much immediately. And I don't mean that in some like weird sexist way. I'm talking about just the feminine definition. You need women up in that mofo. I didn't mean skirts as in women are skirts. That's disgusting. I'm talking about like you need female fucking, reality. So Hop said, I feel like it's not weird with all guys as long as everyone knows each other since childhood. Yeah, I agree. I couldn't have said it better. Thank you. But if everyone is sort of new to each other, there's got to be girls or it's weird, right? An all men party is either gay or it's a fight club. Yeah, and it sucks. And that's toxic. I mean, but I do believe that kind of. An all-male party is either like a fight club waiting to happen, or like just, I wouldn't say it's gay. That's too far. It's just too much man.
The guests.
There's such a thing as too much things, I think we think that there has to be that too much can be okay. Like, it's okay to have too much things, but not really with men. You can't really have too many men in one place. That's not going to go too fucking well. You need social lubricant. You're going to need fucking women tittering and laughing that they can focus on. You need, I mean, seriously, dude, like all male party, ugh.
Disabled the fire alarm so they could hotbox the...
That sounds like sort of homophobic, but I'm not being homophobic. I'm talking about, like, I don't like men. I love gay men. Don't like men. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
Oh, my.
Obviously, there are reasons not to do that. Down at the hot tub, someone took all of these towels and threw them into the spa.
Oh, that's always fun. So you turn the spa into a $10,000 motor broke. The towels are all ruined. The water is a biohazard, so they had to shut down the fucking hotel, which probably made the owner of the hotel want to come to your home with a shotgun. I guarantee it. When they had to shut down their hotel for an entire day, I bet the owner of the hotel wanted to show up at this guy's house with a shotgun. I guarantee it.
But not before rolling up towels and stuffing them...
Oh, cool. They stuffed the vents with them. That's always good.
Richly.
And so you think this is unique to furries, but no. When you get a lot of humans in one place at one time, this is what inevitably occurs. They look at what they're too drunk, they're too crazy, and they start going shithouse madhouse crazy, and they start fucking up the toilets and the walls, and they get a little cutting loose there a little bit, start a fire maybe, and that's how you get a fucking house party going out of control. Which is something that seems like okay. I remember a really good episode from Married with Children where they were like, we had to start back parties to put out the backdraft parties of the greatest Chicago house party. When Kelly and Bud decide to throw a house party, and they're the most popular kids in the world. It's kind of like streamers nowadays, right? Like Kai Cenat. And so they decided to throw a party like Kai Cenat, and they started talking about it like the same way that the Kai Cenat thing went off, and that was back in the 90s. They were talking about that. House parties getting out of control. control. House parties out of control. I wonder if there's fail videos about this. Please, please, please. It's a niche that nobody's ever done. Yes!
A house party in Plymouth Township got out of control.
Yes.
Hundreds of kids showed up. Really
Yes.
from all over.
Okay, I know because one time I threw like a fucking 400 person party and it got out of control. The neighbors and the cops were called. The cops had to cordon off the fucking... I did this one time, and it was my birthday party too, motherfucker. My birthday party. My best friends will swear up and down on a stack of Bibles. I shit you not. This is very true. It's like I threw like I had my best friend DJ that fucking party, and we put it on Facebook back when it was like 2011, and it was brand new for Facebook, or whatever it was. It was like 2009, I think. And so we threw a Facebook party because we just wanted to do that once. And a Facebook party, man. Like 1,000 people showed up to our party, but 600 of them got turned away. It got out of hand. There was like we brought like 5 kegs or something like that. And we were like, have at it, Facebook. And they destroyed my apartment. They destroyed my lawns. They destroyed my toilet. I mean, it was so fun. It was so fun. It was like the best day of my life almost. At the end of it, I left my own party. I had been doing it all day from like 10 in the morning. We were smoking weed, pounding PBRs. I'm talking fucking, like straight shotgunning PBRs since like 9 in the fucking morning, smoking joint after joint of like the best marijuana in Colorado and shit. And the party went until like 5 a.m. the next day. And like I started that party at 9:30 in the morning, but the Facebook crowd showed up at 10 p.m. And so by 1 in the morning, I just left my own party and I went to my bedroom. And I put on Star Trek The Next Generation, and I was probably the drunkest I've ever been in my entire life. And every one of my friends had to come to my room, and they were like, we thought you were dead, man. We thought you had overdosed or something. We thought you were kidnapped or something. It was really weird that the guy who threw the party disappeared. We were like, what happened, man? And I was like, yeah, man, I can't stand anymore. I'm so drunk. I've been drinking all day. I probably have alcohol poisoning. And I was like, I can't handle this. The only thing I can focus on is this television show, or I'm going to puke all over my room like 5 or 6 times. And then I proceeded to do that. I think I did puke all over my room like 5 or 6 times, as I recall. It sucked. Like, so yeah.
A 16-year-old girl held the party while she was
home. And we were young. I mean, we were like 19 or something like that. We pulled the high school crowd, the Facebook crowd, all of the high schools in the fucking like we were a band, so everybody knew us. And so when we gave everybody we knew permission to invite everybody that they knew, they invited everybody that they knew, and it got out of hand. After 100 people got into our 700 square foot apartment, it started to stink, and you began to realize that it was like a fire hazard. And then 50 or 60 more people fucking just piled in there like soldier style, and we were nuts to guts with like 150 fucking people or something. And they were passing like glasses of beer around from the kitchen because you couldn't get in there. There were so many fucking people. It was just insane. It was, I mean, I'll never forget it.
Alone, and her parents were out west. It happened over the weekend.
I mean, fuck the parents. We were 19. We were the adults there.
In the Country Club Village neighborhood near Ann Arbor Road in Napier. That's where we find Local 4's Coco McAvoy tonight. Coco.
So by the way, I got evicted over that, but then he decided to let me stay. Because all of my crew had patronized all of his apartments for 13, well, no, it was longer than that. It was like since I was 16 until I was 27. So what is that? It was 11 years. So, okay, for 11 years, my crew and all my friends patronized my landlord, Mr. LM, right? Who I loved dearly, knew him for 14 years and shit. And so my crew must have put $200,000 in his pocket or something like that. It must have been. It was a lot. It was a lot. My friends put a lot of money in that man's pocket. So when he stepped to me to try to evict the biggest social butterfly in the entire crew, he was like, I'm gonna let you stay. You never really truly crossed me. And he was like, I'm not gonna throw you out for a party that you warned me about. And I was like, yeah, man, I didn't know 500 fucking people were gonna show. I mean, we kind of did. It was a Facebook party. And he was like, dude, you're 19. I get it. Just don't do it again or I'll fucking evict you.
Was anybody hurt in all this?
Yes, Kimberly. And
Yes,
Devin,
yeah.
one
Okay, we had 2 ambulances come for our shit. One was a girl drank too much, which was so fucking annoying, and the other one I don't even remember, but it was something stupid. Somebody got hurt, and I don't even remember what happened, but like the ambulances came twice. It was such a fuck up, kind of. We just invited everybody we knew, and everybody came too and drank like with heedless, reckless abandon for like fucking 15 hours. It was just crazy. It was.
Girl was found unconscious inside of the home, but still breathing, and she was taken to the hospital. And this is the neighborhood where the party happened. It's quiet here now, and police say, you know, a lot of people have house parties, of course, but this
shit is important too, because those parties, they get made fun of, but this is where you meet your high school girlfriend that you accidentally marry because you stayed with her too long and then have a bitter divorce at the age of 29 or something like that, right? This is the party where you met your high school girlfriend that you married for 11 years. And you're like, what, or even younger, maybe longer. Like, so you married her when you were 19, but I mean, you met her at this house party when you were 17. These parties are so socially important for humanity, actually, that I don't really understand why we don't force each other to do parties in public parks and stuff, because the parties are actually socially so fucking important for the future of the human race that I don't know why we stopped this behavior, other than I believe when kind of the gun crime got out of crazy, and you know, the Columbine and the Century 16 and the Uvalde, Texas, and the fucking, you know, the I Can't Breathe and all this, and we started to fear each other more, and we believed that the drive-bys could happen a lot more because they did. I think it really was a bad thing, because I think our sports events, our public parks, our frisbee at the park, people playing frolf, all that stuff on a Saturday afternoon, that shit is crucially, just morbidly important to the future of the human race. We need that sociality. Like, I never met an unhappy fat dude until I was like 27. I really didn't, because I never felt like I ever even met a fat person until I was like 27 who didn't have a really good social life. Every fat person that I knew had a really fucking good social life. It just wasn't hard for them. I don't understand why it's so hard for the modern generations. Fat people were not reviled in our generation. Now, it was harder to date for people like me, but it was not harder for us to be social at all. Honestly, it was easier. If you're fat or ugly, it's a lot easier to walk into a party and take that motherfucker over than it is for a really attractive person, because it's like you're putting on a front or something like that. But if you're just like kind of a normal looking dude like me, and you're kind of overweight but not really bad in a morbid way or whatever, you'd be surprised how good that is for sociality, because people can trust you. You're not the hot guy, you're not the hot girl, you have a drug addiction too, you're an alcoholic too, or all this stuff. And I missed a whole bunch of comments by Hops, so we're just gonna publish them, right? I feel like a big group of grown men is a little sus in a hotel room. I feel like it's not weird with all guys as long as everyone knows each other since childhood. I agree. But if everyone sort of knew each other, it's got to be girls or it's weird. An all-men party. Uvalde had me pissed about how the cops responded to it. I think there's no social gatherings anymore because, technology. I know, right? Because of, technology. Yeah, no. I think we need it. I think we need our Backstreet Boys concerts. I think we need our... What was the guy who got trampled? You remember the rapper who got fucking canceled because somebody got trampled as Travis Scott, right? I don't care what you think about Travis Scott. We need Travis Scott's concerts. We need that. We need it. We need the sociality. We need it. If we don't, we'll kill each other. Like, all the crazy people on the internet are fucking proof of it. Like, dude, we need that kind of sociality. Now, I'm moving away from that kind of life, but I lived that kind of life religiously till I was like 35. Until I was like 35, I was passing out in motel rooms full of 10 people still. My friend Alan is dead now, so I can say his name, but his brother, I can't say his brother's name, but because he's alive, but he can attest to you, like, even at the age of 35, I was still bringing 4 or 5 girls to a fucking hotel room to smoke meth. I'm not proud of this, but I mean, I did it. You know what I did? I actually looked at opening a drug prostitution ring between Colorado and a Pacific Northwest state like Oregon, right? because I had so many willing people in Denver and so many willing girls in the Pacific Northwest and druggies in the Pacific Northwest that were eager to get over the dry spell. And I was like, if we connect these two cultures, I will make $100 million and go to jail. And I bet they only take 80 million of it from me or something like that. And I actually started to do it too. I started to groom prostitutes, and I didn't sleep with them, but I groomed prostitutes in the Pacific Northwest, and I groomed two crazy ass motherfucking like heroin, meth smoking, druggy, crazy like brothers. They were like my brothers out here, and one of them's dead, and rest in peace. I love you, Alan. I'm so sorry. But one of them's dead, and I just like, even at the age of 35, 18 years out of high school, 18 years, motherfucker, 18 years, I was still in a motel room full of 10 people, 5 of which were girls. That was just something that my generation did not struggle with, and I have so much sympathy for the young generations. I just watched a video about this from Kira TV today, about how much money can be made off of the thirsty, desperate men, you know? And I just, you know, I don't know what to think about all of this, but I do know that, like, I don't know why it was easier for my generation, but I think I knew what it was. These days, you have the internet, which I'm not trying to blame the internet. I'm not. I think the internet's a good thing. I'm saying that the internet is its own culture now. When I was growing up, it was druggies, punkers, sluts, metalheads, country kids, mods, emo kids, goth kids, you know, and I'm sure this exists in schools to this day. I'm sure it still does. All of this stuff, I'm guarantee it does. But like, that's the difference. I think because of the internet, like, so when we had all of those clicks, it became readily apparent by the age of 15 or something like that, that we needed to make the connections through every single crew, or we weren't going to have good lives or good sex lives or good sociality or good lives or good jobs or any of this stuff. So I knew all of the rapper kids. I knew all of the hip hop kids. I knew all of the punkers. I knew all of the metalheads. I knew all of the jock douchebags. I knew all of the punkers. I was a punker. I knew all the ravers. I was a raver. You know, all that stuff, right? And right there, right. I'm missing what you're saying. I'm sorry. So you said, if you look, there's 14 years behind us, pre-cell phones. It seemed more lively, almost like before everyone got glued to laptops and cell phones. It was. So I don't know how good the cell phones were. I don't know how good texting was to replace dating or social gatherings. And the government seems to be against us socially gathering. But honestly, Hop, I think the salvation, if it is to be found, Hop, will be in large social gatherings, believe it or not. If the salvation is to be found, it is in places like Woodstock. You know what I'm saying? If salvation is to be found, you know, Woodstock Full, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to pull some fucking movie. I'm looking for Woodstock full crowd footage, right? I'm looking for footage from Woodstock and stuff. Say what you want to say about this.
Came together in harmony and good humor.
So, like, say what you want to say about the hippie culture and stuff, but okay, in this thing, Woodstock, there was black people, there was rap people, there was hip hoppers, there was soul people, there was jazz people, there was rockers. They dominated that year, but I mean, but there was even EDM and dub and Jamaican dubstep there, not dubstep, but Jamaican dub and fucking dub and stuff. There was Peter Frampton and shit. I mean, there was a lot of shit going on here musically, and so you can see how that the one way to connect all the people was a huge social gathering and a lot of music. And I realized that the hippie fests get out of control, but I mean, like, I honestly don't know how to unite my people any other way. I think this is I think I want to require this from my people. I think I want to require people to not require them, but like bribe them to show up on a Sunday at the fucking park and just bask in the sheer amount of people out there. I think it's I don't know how we I don't know what I guess the Twitter twatter douchebag phraseology, you know, fucking buzzword would be forced sociality, but I want forced sociality out of my MMO RPGs, and I want forced sociality out of my government and our social gatherings. And I think the government thinks that Kai Cenat gatherings are bad. I don't think Kai Cenat gatherings are bad, you know, like when the crowd was full, I thought, oh my God, it's actually America. This is the America that I grew up in, and I hadn't seen it in 20 years. 20 years since the internet and the cell phones and all this. This is the first time I've seen actual America. This is the America that I grew up in. It looks sick and foul because it's too many people, but trust me, this is a good thing. It's a good thing when the people get together like this. It's get together right now over me. Yeah, when they start messing with innocent people's stuff. So, but see, the difference is, the poverty is bad because the politicians don't talk about social rent reform and all this other stuff that needs to happen. Nobody ever talks about anything at all. So nothing ever actually gets done. When nothing gets done, you get a starving pack of crazy people desperate for entertainment, community, clout, friendship, sociality, and loot. And they're poor. A lot of them are poor, and a lot of us are poor. A lot of us are poor, and we're hungry, starving wolves. And we gather in packs like this because we are social animals and social beings like this. And I have never felt the shame, and I do not feel the fear. And when we start acting out, it is because the poverty and the living conditions and the problems and the bullshit and the rich people stealing all the money and all the problems and stuff have gotten over, out of hand, right? And so the solution to it is the party. The solution to it is the party. I've always believed this. You want to see some happy old people? Vice did a thing about old ravers, right? And I want to rewatch this one.
Cheers.
Cheers. Salute.
So we'll do the intro. So
What's that, man?
it's not just like, you know, abrupt, but yeah.
That's a bit coke.
Oh, you just put it in your mouth like that?
Yeah, when you have good uncut cocaine, you can just put it in your mouth like that. Why the fuck not? Especially if you have money and you're not a loser.
Yeah.
It's called gonzo, motherfucker, when you do it the right way. Oh, good, he's got the joint. You know what I really don't like about cocaine? Is you often don't see the joint in the person's hand. And I don't really believe in mixing up uppers and downers, but a marijuana isn't a downer that's going to kill you.
I can't do.
There's a true gonzo. Oh, you only ever see a gonzo do something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a real gonzo. We're a rare breed.
You just munch that though?
Yeah, fuck that. I'll take a 1/4 gram of meth too. I'll be blah. I don't need a parachute. I'll stick that shit in my fucking mouth. I don't care.
It has been commonly accepted that your 20s are the time to party.
No.
Before calming down and respecting yourself.
No.
But
It turns out that if you want to be happy, you've got to party your whole fucking life. If you want to be happy, you got to party your whole fucking life. You want to see the happiest old people on the planet. Also, they're in the best shape, and they're like the happiest too. Is the old geriatric ravers? Believe it or not, because it's like they grew up with realities like this. They don't know how to do anything different. I grew up with realities like this. I know how to do something different. It's called the internet. The internet is the opposite of this. I mean, the internet is not the opposite of this, but the internet is the opposite of talking to each other, I would say. It's kind of crazy. It's like we talk a lot on the internet, but I don't think we hear each other. Not like this. I think these people heard each other when they were talking. It's kind of crazy. It's reality. It's a lot better. It's a lot better when it's real.
Increasingly, it seems that British people have a different idea.
When are you going to stop partying?
Never, bitch. And I don't mean bitch like her. I'm talking about like the royal bitch. I'm talking about the public. I'm addressing the public when I say never, bitch, and I don't mean like her. I'm not making some slur about her. I love women, and I don't ever use the B word around women. I'm talking about never, bitch, like in the Britney sense of the term. Never, bitch.
When I'm dead.
When I'm dead. Yeah.
Over 3.7 million over 45s go raving once a week in the UK.
Party's life, you know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, it's good to see happy people.
Grave till the grave.
Look how happy these people are. Like, I mean, some of these people are unhappy, but most of these people are actually having the time of their fucking lives.
There has been a 518% increase in over 60s being treated for cocaine-related issues since 10 years ago.
So one of the things about the raver hippie scene is they get all the best drugs and they won't put up with you cutting the dope. I've never met a hippie that would ever put up with cutting the dope. I've never been one to do it either. I think it's actually like kind of messing with people's, like it's almost as bad as rape in a way. I think cutting people's dope is about as bad as raping somebody is. It's actually that bad. It's like slipping them a Mickey of some unknown substance. It's so criminally, insanely rude. And so if you want the best drugs, go to the hippie and the raver crowd. If you're in the hippie and the raver crowd, you get pure cocaine. If you get pure cocaine, you can swallow a quarter gram of it and it's not going to kill you because there's no garbage in it.
As these ravers are getting older, their hearts are getting weaker, and the drugs are getting stronger.
Says you, my heart's fine. I got a mighty strong heart, a lot better than theirs. I dance a lot less than theirs, but my heart's motherfucking fine. They just told me. They were like, yeah, your heart's fine.
Will physiology...
For a 40-year-old fat man, your heart's a lot better than it should be. And I was like, yep.
Prove to be the ultimate party pooper.
Because I danced for like 10 years and I partied for like 30 and I didn't stop. You know, I didn't really ever stop being physical. When I was 35, I would walk across the entire city of Denver just so I could like get to my friend, you know?
It could just take one hit of cocaine to tip that heart right.
Imagine okay. Imagine living in Philadelphia and walking across the entirety of Philadelphia on a whim just to go meet somebody. And that's the old style of living. That's the kind of thing you used to do. I haven't done anything like that in 10 years.
Or have these pioneers unlocked the key to eternal youth?
Yeah, I believe it's the key to eternal youth, at least happiness. I think, okay, I would say the closest thing that you could have to the eternal youth would be, fountain of eternal youth would be happiness, and I think the two would be intrinsic to each other. These people are happy.
I'm 27 going on 28, which I know isn't old, but a lot of my friends seem to be hanging up their boots and they're almost stopping partying, which obviously really scares me because I don't...
Yeah, because it's the only sociality that they get. They don't talk to their family. They don't like their family most of the time, unless it's their SO, sig other. But, I mean, these girls... Like, I felt the same way. These girls, if they didn't have partying, their lives would pretty much end. And that's how it was for me when I couldn't party anymore at the age of 35 because it just wasn't cool for me to be a brain dead, you know, gonzo, fucking fat, like, you know, ex-addict, or well, like current addict at that time, current addict, you know, and all this. It just wasn't cool for me to like try to act like this teenage girl anymore. But what I will say is when this sociality left my life got a lot worse.
Want to do that at all. I think if you were to ask anyone, they would say, I'm going to be that...
But these girls get it. They're not stupid. They need it. They love each other.
Grandma at the rave who's...
And I came up around circles like this where they got love for you. They remember you.
Always having a good time. Ta-da!
Oh my God. I would do wonderful things to this wonderful woman.
As I get older, I probably would...
I'm trying to think of things I could say without being disrespectful.
Start to worry about the...
Oh my God. She is so hot.
Has on my body.
And she's not even like a 10. I mean, she's a 10, but she's like an older 10. She's like 40 now. So she's so hot to me because she's like my age. You know, and I don't mean anybody my age. No.
Body. So when I hear about people that are 60, 70, even 80 taking party drugs, I do find that a bit shocking.
I don't.
Are they legends or is their use problematic?
Both.
When does the party need to end?
When you're dead.
Or does it?
No. I'm still partying every day. What the fuck? I mean, I never stopped. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, sorry, but I never stopped. You know what I'm saying? I could do survival and get around the fast travel thing, I guess. But I mean, I'm not getting achievements anyway, so I'd rather just be on very hard and be able to warp out, mainly. Like New World. So we'll do face. Oh my god, look at all that. Wow, let's do her hair first. Style. Elegant. Evening out. Let's spin her around, yeah. Let's listen to this.
I'm going to Newcastle to attend a rave dedicated to old school acid house and trance.
Yeah,
this is basically a support network for aging ravers.
Goddamn
I've been
right.
raving for 35 years. You'll never recreate what was there, but this is the best we'll get.
How old are you?
This is the best we get.
53. I've got
53.
arthritis now, so my bones are a bit sore. I've got one leg and I'm still going. I'm 52. She's nearly 60. And we're back out into it now. Going to stay alternate.
Rave to the bloody grave. It keeps you young and keeps you going. That's what I say.
You're not very...
Look how happy and young they seem, because they actually are happy and they dance all the time. Dancing is a good way to not be old.
Better movement than this. Hello, man. All right.
I'm meeting up with one of the regulars on
Like look at these people. Like, they're high, but they're happy.
the senior party scene. Gary Shepherd is a 57-year-old Scottish raver with an adoration for Dutch hardcore.
How do you feel when you're at these parties and at a rave and everyone around you is young?
You know, you can be standing at the front of a rave and suddenly get a feeling, why am I still here?
Yeah. Well, because of love. It's love and music. It's peace, love, unity, and respect. We called it Plur. Plur is why. It's peace, love, unity, respect. It's the only place in the entire world that I've ever felt safe, that I really felt like I really couldn't be harmed. Even at home, I still don't feel safe, but up in the middle of a rave, I feel very safe.
I should have retired years ago, but I've got...
Because it's peace, love, unity, and respect. It's the only place I've ever seen it. So sultry. Short crop, stunning intellect, natural beauty. Oh, yeah. Let's do a bald girl. Sound of Fury, Azar hair, ponytail. Yeah. Oh, there's a ponytail, fancy ponytail, huh? Yeah, we'll do the fancy ponytail. Yeah, we'll do the Azar hair, ponytail, fancy one, or whatever. Yeah. So I want color, hair, color, platinum blonde. Yeah, that's kind of classy. Yeah, we could do some platinum blonde. And other than that, I think she's good. Yeah, I don't really care about fucking around too much. I don't care about this. No, she looks good to me. I'll take her. Let's see if there's anything else on the body, maybe. Yeah, B for body. I'm pressing body. Yeah, B for body. Yeah, there you go. Thin. And muscular. Good. Oh, those clothes you're wearing are fucking terrible. Why? R for overlays. I don't know what that is. A order. Okay. Well, E accept and I don't know what it is. Faces. Choose a new character. Discard your current. No. I think I'm done. Confirm character. Yeah. And cool. Then yeah, it looks pretty good. You know, frame rate could be better. I'm inside and the frame rate's not too good. But that might be, I don't know.
Sugar bombs.
Oh, all my mods are loading. That's very good. Let's turn the sound up now. I just didn't want to be blasted, you know. Why is it so quiet?
Codsworth?
Oh, no, there we go.
Hun?
Do I look nervous? I look nervous, don't I?
Grognak the Barbarian in the Jungle of the Bat Babies.
Maybe the voice is down is what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Let's just turn it all back up again for now. How is the... Oh, good. I can do a screen capture, which is good. Screen capture is very good.
Hey, Codsworth.
Chores and more chores, my endless joy.
All the easier for our mechanized Hellcats to drive any screaming
Hun?
Can you get the door? Right into the bowl. Whenever I answer, he
Can I help you?
Good morning. Vault-Tec calling.
Vault-Tec calling. Oh, I'm not getting my... Or I don't have the script, so I can't get the UI stuff, but that's all right. That's fine.
national pastime.
No offense, but no soliciting.
Oh, no worries, ma'am. No worries at all. I'm not selling anything. You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's a matter of utmost urgency, I assure you.
What's so important?
Why, nothing less than your entire future. If you haven't noticed, ma'am, this country has gone to heck in a handbasket.
Indeed, these are mad times.
The big kaboom is... It's inevitable, I'm afraid. And coming sooner than you may think. If you catch my meaning...
I don't.
Now, I know you're a busy woman, so I won't take up much of your time. Time being,
something we don't have.
Precious commodity. I'm here today to tell you that because of your family service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into
So it pauses every time I alt
the
tab.
local vault.
That sucks.
Vault 111.
But I have a family. You can fit us all, right?
Of course, of course. Don't want there to be any hope. Splendid.
Oh, these questions it asks me. They're so complicated. What do I want to be? We're gonna run 7 perception, 7 endurance. Actually, I would really like a lot more endurance, maybe like 10, or I don't know, 7, yeah. Agility, action points, we're gonna cap out, yeah, all the way. Luck, I would kind of want to cap out too. And finally, luck can't be that high. We'll go with 6 points in luck, 4 in int. Charisma is very low, but I don't need charisma. I'm not doing anything like strength or... How much can carry the damage of all melee? I'm not running melee, I know that. I'm definitely not. So... Experience points earned. Endurance, yeah, action point drain from sprinting. Yeah, I really wanted a higher weapon accuracy and VATS. I'm going to drop perception to 6, and I'm going to bump my intelligence up to 5, I think. We'll go, you must name your character before proceeding. We will name our character Skycat.
Wonderful. That's everything. Just gonna walk this over to the vault. Congratulations on being prepared for the future.
Thanks again.
Hey, it's peace of mind.
Why did the door shut?
For you and Sean, no price is too high.
Good answer.
I have my moments.
Reservations and vaults around the country.
Mom, Sean has been changed, but he absolutely...
Codsworth?
Go ahead, honey. I'll be there in a second to help.
Sean requires your personal attention. A little motherly love to quiet the nerves.
My boy isn't giving his mother any trouble, is he? Hey, I fixed that mobile on his crib the other day. Why don't you give it a spin? That's my boy. On his best behavior, just like his dad. Well, most of the time, anyway. Listen, after breakfast, I was thinking we could head to the park for a bit. Weather should hold up.
And do what, exactly?
Sir, Mom, you should come and see this.
Codsworth? What's wrong?
Followed by... Yes, followed by flashes, blinding flashes. Sounds of explosion.
Oh, all my settings are here? They are. Cool.
We're trying to get confirmation. We seem to have lost contact with our affiliate stations.
Oh no.
We do have coming in. That's confirmed reports. I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania. My God.
We need to get to the vault. Now!
I need the soda.
Residents of Sanctuary Hills, if you are registered, evacuate to Vault 111 immediately.
Just help me pack it up.
Residents of Sanctuary Hills.
That's absurd. I am on the list. You don't get in. I'm going in. You can't stop me. Oh.
Hey there.
If you're in the program, step forward. Otherwise,
We need to get in. We're on the list.
Infant, adult male, adult female. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
Good luck, sir. And God help us all.
Get to the vault.
You two, follow me. Come on.
What's gonna happen to all those people outside the gate?
Everything we can. Now keep moving. Step on the platform in the center.
Almost there. Is Sean okay?
He's fine.
Boston's gonna die.
I love you.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Hold on! Oh God.
It always chokes me up. Every time.
Everyone, please step off the elevator.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Is that what it is? That might be why. Okay, well. Go fix that real quick.
Got a big support of fellow family ravers. That's the only way I can describe it. These are the people I come down with on the bus.
He's the main man and these sort of type of raves.
Yeah.
It's something else, man.
I'm well known in the rave scene and have been for 30 years.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm in amongst the celeb.
Yeah. So I could never give it up.
Do you think that'll be me? Because I love to party.
It could well be you. You know, you're never too old to rave.
Hitting the dance floor, it was amazing to see Gary in his prime. And he definitely seemed to be an icon of the scene.
He knows absolutely everyone.
Just give me a wee lump. I'll take that lump there. I'll probably do to start with, but
This is just standard amphetamine. It gets me through the night. Oh, man, you need water for that.
So what was that you just did?
That was some speed.
Some speed?
Out of his bag.
Banging Scottish amphetamine. And I'll be down the front giving it.
It always gives you that energy that you need at a rave.
And so tonight you'll be on speed and maybe a ecstasy pill?
Yeah, ecstasy later on. When it's always nice taking an ecstasy pill when it starts to get dark. Hot in Amsterdam.
Best information I've ever had in my life was for Gary at a club one night.
Really?
Aye, he said that you can always add on, but you can't take off.
So Gary is almost a safe drug person.
No, he's just respected and looked up to, and you know that if Gary's at the rave, things are all right, eh?
Gary, go and have a dance.
Gary is truly living his best life. But with more raving and drug-taking years under the belt, sadly comes more opportunity for tragedy.
I lost my best friend last May. I was partying all week on a Saturday morning. I fell asleep on the couch and never woke up.
Does that not scare you at all?
It does, and it doesn't because these people, they don't know when to stop.
So that's your almost tip, is know where your limits are and be able to stop?
Definitely, yeah. But as long as I've got my 2 feet and walk and that and my health's okay, I'll carry on raving.
Gary was a bit of an inspiration to me in many ways because he was a big advocate for the safe sesh, and even the people around him, he was telling how to do everything in moderation, which is really what everybody should be doing at that age. He was obviously having the time of his life, so maybe it is a taster of what you can do at that age, but I think seeing as I'm already quite tired from that festival, maybe I can't hack it.
Away from the onslaught of a rave or festival, there are people also keeping the party going into their twilight years in a more low-key, private way.
I'm in a quaint little town on the edge of Bristol, and we're about to meet up with a guy called Dave. He's 65 now, but he's been on the sesh since he was 11 years old. Oh, this is lovely.
Hello.
Hello.
Where are you?
Nice to meet you. How
Nice
are
to see you.
There's
Yes.
an axe in the TV.
It was too loud. I wanted it quieter.
And you've got motorbikes.
And I can't wait to ride it again. It's supposed to be this summer.
Do you have any plans for the summer?
Rave.
Proper rave. What does that consist of?
Getting off your head. Listening to banging music and trying to dance, which I can't anymore, quite the same as I used to.
So what have we got here on this table?
Nice bit of solid hash, nice bit of weed, bit of coke.
And today?
Just done little bits of coke just to get myself warmed up. Bombed a bit of Mandy and I've been smoking weed, well, just constantly, really.
And how are you feeling?
Like I haven't done anything yet.
So you've almost become, like, immune in some way.
It's possible. I guess the system is just used to it.
Was your drug-taking culture part of biker life?
No, boarding school, I got introduced to it. Everything keeps moving on, doesn't it? 11 years old, I started smoking hash.
11?
Used to discover coke and then acid as well. Acid, the mushrooms develop into acid.
And you haven't stopped ever since?
So I suppose that would just make my entire life a complete farce, wouldn't it?
What's that there?
That's a bit of coke.
Oh, you just put it in your mouth like that?
Yeah.
In terms of your health, then, are you just at a point where you're just a bit like, it doesn't matter?
Pretty much. When your body goes, what do you think you're doing, gives you a slap, I suppose that's when you do.
Does your body give you a slap?
I hasn't done yet. Well, it did, because it gave me throat cancer. I had radiotherapy.
I can't deal with the fact that you just munch that, though. Do you almost feel like if you stopped this, you might have problems?
No. There's no, I'm going to be in bits if I don't. I'm alive. And I'm still doing it. Doing my gardening, my odd jobbing, and getting off my head whenever I feel like it.
After trying on Dave's novelty hats and having a little skank, he invited me to come to his favourite reggae night in Bristol.
Going to a pub to listen to some reggae dubs. So Ghostbusters van. Wow!
You about to do another bomb?
Yeah, need to just warm up, innit?
What was that? Do you feel drunk or pissed or anything?
No.
Didn't you just have a bomb of MDMA?
No, I've had 2 or 3 already and a couple of bits of coke.
Never come up?
No.
Do you come up?
No, I'm not sure.
So what's the point?
Everything has a point. Every leaf on every tree, every blade of grass has a point.
Maybe the MDMA has kicked in. Are you excited for a night out?
Yeah.
Oh no, are you gonna vom?
No.
This is funky. Cheers.
Cheers. Salut.
So do you crave social environments like this, music and people?
Definitely. Definitely. That's why I go to the pub.
Foot in the rave, even if it travels around.
Following total atomic.
Oh, my screen did not like that. Oh, please tell me you're gonna get this, or are you breaking my TV? Oh, I'm at full screen, man. No, I don't know about that, man. There it is. There it is. Oh god, that full screen, man. Yeah, continue. Yeah. Right. Oh god, what happened? Yep. Unstable client. I really like that I saw the elevator crash. That was actually kind of funny. Like, did the elevator crash? It's kind of funny. I might have to start a new game without F4SE. Most GCM. Updating skills.
Residents of Sanctuary Hills, if you are registered, evacuate to Vault 111 immediately.
That's absurd! I am not on the list. You don't get in. I'm going in. You can't stop me. Okay. I'm reporting this. If you're in the program.
Fuck, I better run the BG. The triple anus does not like this. Ah, get out of it. So come here, yeah, and load you. And we're gonna add Fallout 4 MS. Yeah, we're gonna say you must be bigger. Okay. Oh yeah.
Step forward, otherwise return home.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see if it worked. Oh, it does not like that. Oh. Quick save.
God, we're gonna die. This is it. The bombs are coming, and we're stuck out here. Register. If you're
We need to get in. We're on the list.
We're on the list.
Adult male, adult female.
Adult butthole.
Thank you. Good luck, sir. You two, follow me. Come on.
What's gonna happen to all those people
So
outside?
now I'm gonna halt this whole process again. God damn it! And I have to do one more thing. What was it? It's yeah, I have to launch this again, but I think I want to mess with F4SE. If I can't run it, I think I need to uninstall F4SE. Yeah, F4SE. Yeah, follow script. So we're going to remove and delete the archive. Remove. And this is going to screw a lot of these mods, and then I'll delete each and every one that it did. Yeah, actually it seemed okay, but yeah, like some of these yeah, and then I think we're okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe without it we'll be okay. It might be the only one that's failing, actually. So now what? We go in and we change to window, which I bet I get a faster load. It's my TV. Bethesda doesn't like my TV, so we'll go window mode and borderless, and we'll go 1280 by 720. And I do want the TAA 16 advanced ultra cross. I don't know about ultra. I think I'll just like high. I want high. Yeah, and then yeah, and then hit OK, and then we'll hit play. Hopefully, and hopefully it loads faster than it did last time because it's in windowed. Maybe. Oh, these temperamental ass games.
My favourite one.
Yeah, your favourite.
For the madness is ketamine.
Yeah. Yeah, I love a good ketamine. I like smoking ketamine. Jesus Christ.
Someone gave me one on my birthday that knocks out elephants. And just a little bit like, I couldn't get out the toilet.
No.
I couldn't get out there. They had to carry me out. I was a very, very good athlete, very good runner. When I walk now, it could be like a couple hundred yards. I'll have to have a stop.
Do you have to stop?
Yeah.
How long would you stop for?
I feel good again. I'm addressing the situation now. You know, it's like the heart will say one day I've had enough. And it could happen in your sleep, couldn't it? I've lost a lot of friends in their sleep. The heart just goes. Naturally, I don't want to go like that way. My son just had a new baby and, you know, I've got...
No, the load takes forever.
6 grandchildren. How many children do you have?
4.
4 children.
That's the most important thing.
A range of tests were to be aimed at Tommy's organs, the heroes on the front line of his half-century sesh.
Okay. Stop there, Tommy. Fantastic.
You're right. You've got this. Come on.
Now, what's next? Game of Monopoly?
For someone who loves Coke and cigarettes as much as Tommy, it was important to do a cardiopulmonary, which examines his heart and lung function.
The bondage is coming on now, look.
Put a muzzle on it. Doing really well.
I know it's getting tough. You're doing really well, my man. That's it. Really good.
Done.
Okay. All right. Great job.
How do you think that went then?
It's a bit of an eye-opener. It's a bit frightening, but at the same time, I need to have it done. So I look forward to the results. You know,
Why
I've
isn't
been
this
the
game
party
loading?
animal for the last 50 years, so things have got to change. Things have got to change. Yeah.
And what are your plans for the next couple of days?
Next couple of days.
Be honest.
Been booked into a posh hotel.
Okay.
VIP at a couple of clubs.
Okay.
And might invite a few girls out.
Any drugs involved?
There's always drugs involved.
Right. So there was nothing in there that scared you. You're still going to go out. You're still going to have a good time.
I will wait to speak for the whole package.
Okay.
The doctors had found a combination of high blood pressure, reduced lung capacity, and a below-average performance on the cardiopulmonary tests. Dr. Rooper was worried that all it could take was one particularly outlandish session to tip him over the edge. Even after so many come-downs, regrets, health scares, and money issues, people who do lots of drugs often don't see their consumption as a big deal. So to help them understand the true scale of their lifelong drug habits, we had to do something drastic. We came up with a very silly idea. We're calling it, This Is Your Sesh Life.
To put things into perspective, we've decided to calculate the amount of drugs that these guys have done throughout their lifetime, and we've put it in props on tables behind us. We have Gary Shepherd, Tommy Mack, and Dave didn't turn up because he had a big party last night. But we do have Guy Jones, a drugs expert, and he's going to tell us the impact that the drugs have had on them throughout their lifetime. First up, we have Gary Shepherd. Gary, I'm going to take the blindfold off you now.
Wow.
I don't actually think this is that bad compared to the state over there. So we have 288 grams in total of cocaine, 576 grams in total of speed, a small handful of MDMA, you don't really like MDMA, 288 pills, 8.7 kilos of weed, and 576 tabs in total of LSD, which doesn't actually look like that much. For most people, they would stop taking drugs at 33, but you decided to start taking them. Why was that?
It was purely for raving, yeah.
On a table in front of us like this, it looks like a huge amount, but spread over many years, I would say this isn't an insane amount of drug use. One of the interesting things to note is that if you do decide at some point that, okay, you're done with it and you want to move forwards, then as soon as you stop taking those drugs, your body's going to start making a recovery quite quickly.
Back in the 90s, one pill would last you all night because they were that strong, yeah. It was called the Love Dove.
Tommy was talking about those yesterday.
Tommy, can you hear anything?
got out of hand and they said, show the moments polluting in California.
Yeah, if William Wallace, once the love dove had disappeared, for me it was pointless taking another E, because you never get the experience. Everyone still talks about it. Feeling lovey-dovey.
Having analysed ecstasy tablets in the early 90s compared to now, what's happened to the tablets is that they've got much stronger and purer. With repeated heavy use, that causes small amounts of damage, which reduces people's ability to enjoy MDMA. So people often report that they think MDMA was stronger in the past and it lasted longer. Actually, it's the same stuff. Indeed, over the last 10 years, it's been stronger than it ever has been. What's changing here is not the drug molecule, but actually it's the squishy material inside somebody's brain.
Tommy, I'm going to take your blindfold off and you may be a little shocked. Or not.
Oh, hey.
So we have cocaine and we have 9.6 kilos in total. We have MDMA, 1,288 grams
That's
total.
about right.
1,944 pills.
That's not a lot, is it?
Do you not think?
No, I don't think so.
So then we have LSD, 624 tabs. And I'll tell you how much ketamine is in there. It's 2,064 grams.
Where the coke was big and we were earning loads and loads of money. Got a line, Tommy? I said, yeah, I'll get the wrap out. It'll be a full wrap, innit? Yeah, look, the whole lot on the face. Because I didn't care.
Guy, does it worry you to see that amount of cocaine on the table?
Yeah, it's worrying. By taking a large amount in a short amount of time, the chance of having a stroke or a heart attack is greater.
And I've also got an underlying heart problems already, so it doesn't actually help, does it?
Obviously, seeing the amount of cocaine that he's done, it is worrying. It's a shock.
Here's a bit of a wake-up call.
Next, we have Dave's table.
Oh, my God.
I know.
It makes me look like a novice.
Well, a lot of them are the same, aren't they? Apart from
They
the
are,
meat.
they
They
are,
are.
must admit,
They
yeah.
are. Gary, do you feel like an angel in comparison to everyone else?
I've got 3 sons, a young wife. So like Tommy says, same thing for me. I want to be around as long as possible. So I think by reducing what I do these days is only a positive thing.
You planned that, didn't you?
It had to be done.
The world is yours.
Caning Class A drugs when your body isn't up to it is of course a terrible idea. But it may also be possible to party in a sustainable fashion as you get older, and young people today definitely don't look like they're going to be stopping anytime soon.
When does the party end? Never.
Why should you stop? At what age does life stop lifing?
As you get older, like, you might party a bit less, but when you do it, you probably have a better relationship with it.
My mum is 46. Jungle, drum and bass, everything. Partying has no limit.
But regardless of what society thinks, our bodies may prove to be the limiting factor in this eternal chemical youth.
For now, as long as possible, I guess. When I find it difficult to get to the party and leave the party.
So literally when you can't physically get there?
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
You won't go?
Yeah.
I know that I have many years left in the tank, but when my body finally tells me to stop, I will listen. But I'll always keep one foot in the rave, even if it needs a Zimmer frame to get there. At what age do you think you should give up partying? Never. Never!
Load seems like it's taking a long time. I don't know why I would play this over 76, really. This is taking so long. This is like a Rust load. It's fucking Fallout from 8 years ago. Let's go.
We're doing everything we can. Now keep moving. Up on the platform, in the center.
Almost there.
The same thing's
Is
gonna
Sean
happen
okay?
again, isn't
He's
it?
fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna be okay. I love you.
Oh my God!
Hold on! Move faster. Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
It did the same thing again. Oh my God.
Everyone please step off the elevator and proceed up the stairs in an orderly fashion.
No need to worry, folks. We'll get everyone situated in your new home. Vault 111. A better future underground.
Yes, up the stairs.
I can't believe it. If we left a minute later.
No. Don't get caught up thinking about that.
Excuse me.
You're safe now.
Up the stairs.
Everyone, just head up these stairs and through the door there.
Vault Tech is here for you. All new residents, please proceed in an orderly fashion. Welcome home.
Male and infant. This one's good.
Oh, I wonder if leaving... No, it'll probably load it again. It'll fix it.
Female. Hello there. Once we seal the vault, we'll all be getting to know each other a lot more, I'm sure.
A little hot. Step over to the table and take a suit. Just step over to the table. Welcome. Pick up a suit right over there.
Thanks. What now? Just follow the doctor here. He'll show you where to go.
All right, you three. Follow me.
Right over there, please.
See?
It's down the hallway right there.
This is our new home.
Yeah, this is not too good. That sucks. Oh, that's okay. Oh, I didn't mean to quit the desktop, though. Son of a bitch. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm not really enjoying this whole process, really. You seem to have made it way too annoying. Why won't my shit open now? What? Okay, I mean, what? Okay, I don't know. Some kind of fucked up thing here. Yeah, I don't know. Why can't I? Oh my God. See, look, Fallout 4. No, never mind. I think Fallout 4 is a bad port on PC. It's kind of crazy. I didn't think I had this problem last time, but I do now. It's unfortunate. Wow. I can't open my Windows key. I can't open my Windows key. Okay. Okay. Guys, apparently opening Fallout 4 broke my Windows.